Oh.
I can log in somewhere else and like see people that's logged in the chat or something.
Yeah, if you got a tablet or anything like that, you can go right to the YouTube channel.
I got my laptop right here.
Yeah, you can go right into the YouTube channel and you can see folks coming into the chat room. Yes.
Okay, then that's what I need to do.
Yeah, whatever you could do, whatever you need to do, brother. We're just gonna play a little music, wait for folks to start coming in.
Okay, that's cool.
Ladies and gentlemen, tonight we're gonna talk relationships, Black love. Let me fire up the speaker.com right now, baby. Ready? Hey. Welcome everybody in the chat room. Welcome. We're going to be live tonight on all platforms. YouTube, speaker.com. We're also going to be porting this over to iHeart. And we're on Spotify now. Archer, that's a podcasting system. And we're on Facebook Live, not only on the visual, but we're on Facebook Live on the audio. That's right. And this also ports over to Twitter.
Okay.
And if I get my mind, I might just throw us on Instagram right now, possibly.
Look at the chat and see what
because yes, everybody, you're here with us. You know who we are. Hey, Lions Den, tell everybody who we are, brother.
We're Information Man. We're Information Man and Lions Den. We're in the building tonight. Let's rock and roll, baby.
Yeah. Well, let's play our usual music that everybody know who we really are.
Let's do it.
True. Power. Wait a minute. Information is power, folks. Myself, information, and lying. Truth. Power. Thank you, everybody. I know that you were over in the beautiful, true royal family, true queen, in her live stream. And I thank you. I know some of you are coming over from her stream. I thank you for your support. I support the sister. And tonight is a special night because we're going to be talking about relationships, Black love. And I know for sure that True Royal Family has been married, I think she said, for over 19 years. So at some point in the broadcast, I want to bring her in to give us some words of wisdom based on her experience in relationships. Okay, I have special guests tonight. Lions Den, let's just go before we go into introducing our guests. Why don't you let us know who's in the chat room right now, who's coming in, what folks are saying. Give them a little bit of love, and let me give them a little bit of a clap here where respect is due.
All right. All right. We got
so Lions, and let's know who's in there.
All right. We got Big L in the building. We got Leo Johnson in the building. Sheldon W is in the building. Lashonda 2019 is in the building. Austrian Dreams is in the building. Afrocentric Academy TV is in the building. And of course, we got African Defender. We got Sonia C, Brother Dubian. Oh yeah, we got Marcellus Muhammad. We got the entire families in the building. Info. Shelly Furnace in here. Dollar Thrilling Stories. Let's RB fresh. Let's rock and roll.
All right, we're gonna have more people come into the chat room. I just had to turn on a back light back here. It was a little dark where I was at. And I wanted to, you know, glorify, bring a little bit more light into the program. Now, folks, it's going to be a special, I feel, a special broadcast because, you know, we do spend a lot of time talking about some of the things that we deal with, the ills of this society that we live in, the racism, all the isms that we deal with. And I think that one of the things that we need to spend more time doing is, and I think I've been inspired by people that are in the chat rooms, that we need to start spending more time talking about ourselves and what we can do to improve ourselves, our relationship, improve ourselves economically, spiritually, physically, everything, to focus on ourselves. We know we have enemies. We know we have people in this society that want to try to de-characterize who we are, especially when it comes to Black men. They want to define who they think we are. They do it through characterization. You saw, you know, what Drake did. We did a video about that with the blackface. We talked about that. Okay, we know how they attack Black men. They attack our women. They say that we are afraid of marriage. We're afraid of commitment in relationships. All sorts of stereotypes are projected about us. And the fact of the matter is, these stereotypes do not fit. Let me turn something down off my phone here. These stereotypes do not fit who we are at all as a culture. We do have our problems. We can be honest about that. But overall, there are Black men and women that are committed to each other. We have to continue working together. On YouTube, I'm sure all of you know that you can find a variety of channels where you have individuals who will talk about Black women in a disparaging manner and say that we have some sort of, there's a war going on between Black men and Black women. That's a false narrative. Don't follow that narrative, because our enemies would like to see us be divided and destroyed and conquered. And that's, if you buy into that type of propaganda, then you're going to destroy what is, in my mind, a reality, and that is we are going to become a Black planet. There's a fear of a Black planet. Now, I played a video with Dr. Krelson Francis Wilson, and she talked about how the melanin in our body is so powerful, how we need to realize that our pigment our pigment empowers us. It makes us unique in this society. Now, you've heard Keith Newsom say that Blackness is not just a color, but it's a frequency on a high level. We are made from dark matter, which is created by the black holes that was God-given to create this universe. That's what black holes are made of, and that's what we are made of. That's why if a Black man and woman goes into space, their bones don't get destroyed, because we are from the universe. Don't mean I'm not trying to spook you out. I'm just trying to give you truth, because the music sounds a little spooky here. But not what I'm saying is the truth. Now, with that said, Lion's Den, we got two guests. I'm gonna be respectful, and I'm gonna say I've been watching Girlie Girl. They go by the handle Girlie Girl. And brother, I don't want to mess up on your name, brother. You go by the name
ManDeleon.
ManDeleon! Give him a clap. Right here.
All right.
All right. Now, I dug you on the speaker.com. I've been on there. I've been on there for about a year now. Me and Lions Den have got to get back on our A game and start putting more content on there. And we're live tonight. And let me check the chat room in there. Maybe Big L's in that chat room. Opening up the chat room.
Big L in there, man.
Big
L's in the building.
Okay,
I see Big L talking about my Cavs, but you know that's only one game, and that ain't what we talking about tonight.
Exactly. We're not talking about that time.
No, we're not talking about the basketball game, but although I'm a Warriors fan, I've been following the Warriors since 1976 when I was a kid, and I'm not one of these bandwagoner Warrior fans who just can't. I go all the way back to World Be Free, J. Berry Curl. Okay.
Here we go.
Hey, and speaking of World Be Free, I've been a Cavs fan since World Be Free was on the Cavs.
Oh, okay. Now see, does that mean you a real Cavs fan? You the real deal. You are the real deal, brother, because most
See, a lot of people don't even know who World Be Free is. Hey, and probably couldn't tell me what his name was before he changed it.
Okay. Let me give a little love in the speaker.com. We got a chat room on speaker.com. We've got the 4ACE Present Network saying good evening.
What's up, Saint?
What's up, Saint?
What's up? Okay, y'all know this. Y'all know him. I hope more people come over. Oh, more people come over from the speaker.com into this chat room here.
Oh, come on. We got Saint.
It's gonna be a beautiful night. So let's see. I enjoy your show that you do on the Speakers Podcast radio program that y'all do over there. Now we got BS3 Sports. Am I saying it right, Mike?
All right. Hey, Ben.
What's up, Ben?
Hey, Ben.
All right.
My bell.
Sports and music. Thank you, brother. Yeah. And, brother, I want to get you on here too, so that we can do a YouTube live stream about your sports program. Because there's some folks that's in the chat room. If Underrated Darkness is in the chat room, he does sports and food. If we have a brother in the chat room, in the YouTube chat room, who goes by the name, they have a boxing program. Check that out, ManDeleon. It's called Marlowe's Corner. So if you're into boxing, go on YouTube. Subscribe to Marlowe's
I love boxing.
Okay, well, brother, check out Marlowe's Corner. They got a great channel. I see Big L. He must be in both chat rooms now. Big L's just come in. He's saying, "What's up, Info Man?" Let me say what's up to them in that chat room.
Big L,
Info Man.
Yes, sir.
We got a question from Marcella Muhammad asking the couple, how long have they been married?
Okay, yeah, let's get into the.
Hey, that's a great question.
You know what? That's a great question.
Only reason it's a great question because we are not actually married.
We're not married.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Okay.
But we've been together a little over 2 years.
Okay, a little bit over 2 years. And you're taking baby steps towards maybe that possibility. Now, that's interesting because when I was in college, I met my wife in college and we were together. We were actually engaged for 3 years before we got married. We did live together. Now, I know there's controversy about that. Some people say that you shouldn't live together because that goes against, God. And then there's some that say, well, sometimes you got to try the groceries out. Make sure the groceries fit.
Exactly.
So
right.
You gotta try the shoes on first before you buy them, right?
Exactly. Now
you gotta make sure they fit right. It's a proper fit and feel and all of that. So
I'm gonna be honest. I want to try the groceries out because the groceries
definitely you got to.
Because
you don't have to return nothing.
What if
we don't want to have to return anything?
That's right.
Hey, don't you tap on your melon? Don't you tap on that melon in the store or sniff that pineapple before you pick it?
You better stop.
Check it out, brother. This is everybody listening. What if you meet someone and you really do like them, but then let's say, and this is for everybody in the chat room too as well. And what if the sex is terrible and you're like, oh my God, this person ain't rocking my world. The way I need my world to be rocked. You know what I'm saying?
Ooh.
Right.
Hey. Rock with me all night.
Hey, and that's all they got to. They got to that part. They ain't even finished the hooks. Rock me all night. It's like, damn.
No, we don't want that. We're not replaying that.
But you know what happened in those type of situations?
Yes, sir.
You stop getting that phone answered. You don't
have to do that.
Wow.
I mean, but
flat out tell them.
Like you, for instance, right? Like I know when I met you, you was the type of person you was the type of chick that went to sleep like at 8, 9 o'clock every night.
Right.
For me, I was just getting home from work at 9 o'clock. Right. So I might, by the time I come home, cook something to eat, get comfortable, relax, chill out. It's like 11. Whatever, 12, something like that.
Yes.
Hey, so I call her up, hey, she answering that phone every time. Even though I know she sleep, she like, nah, I ain't sleep. Like, she sleep, but that's cool. Like, what's up, But,
there was reasons for that. The question he answered, there was a question he just asked.
But when it ain't good and she ain't digging you, Hey, you can call. She can just get on work and she just keep missing your call for some reason.
And your call will continuously be missed. I said, "What you call me?" Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't get that.
Let me ask you a question. What motivated you all to create a program, a podcasting, a radio type show that you've been doing now? Let everybody know in the chat room the name of the show, the platform. I know it's on speaker.com. The name of what inspired you to do this show about love and relationships, particularly Black love? What happened?
Well, what had happened was ManDeleon was already doing a show. He already had his podcast Behind Closed Doors that he just launched, right before we met. So I kind of watched him do the show, listened to his show, tuned into the show in the beginning of our dating and things like that. And I was like, this is kind of cool. And then I guess maybe a few months after that, I came to him.
She kind of got the bug. And she hit me up one day on the way home from work. I was coming home one day on a Tuesday. She was like, man, we ought to do a show together and call it Tasty Talk. I was like, all right.
And the premise behind that, let me tell y'all, me and ManDeleon, and I tell this to everybody on the show, what y'all get on Tuesdays is what we do every night. Like what we're doing right now, even if we weren't with you tonight, this is what we be doing anyway. We like best friends. We have fun. We chill out. We have fun.
We're gonna cook. We're gonna eat good. Watch the Sanford and Son. Watch the game. Whatever we do, we enjoy like a lot of the same things. So it really.
So that's how
really made it
right. We said we could do a show just what we do every night. Okay. And it so happens that it took off. It was successful.
Now, it's very successful. Can you let everybody know exactly where they can find you on your program? All right. That you have at the time.
So, okay, I'm sorry, but so you can find us on Spreaker.com. Not only do we have on Tuesday, Tasty Talk Tuesday. The show we talking about is called Tasty Talk, with the one and only ManDeleon and the lovely, lovely Girlie Girl, right? So every Tuesday night on Spreaker.com, but we're also on iHeartRadio. We're on the TuneIn app. We're some other places like Stitcher. So, you can just Google us. You can Google Tasty Talk, ManDeleon and Girlie Girl. You can find the show.
Oh, ManDeleon and Girlie Girl and Tasty Talks on Tuesday, folks. You can Google them and you can find their program.
Yes.
Fantastic.
And not only that, we actually have 5 shows that we do a week.
5 shows?
Well, for the most part. So every Sunday, we got Girlie Girl World at 5 o'clock.
Right.
We got Behind Closed Doors with ManDeleon at 9 o'clock on Sunday. And then obviously Tasty Talk on Tuesday. Saturday morning, Girlie Girl has her own show called.
It's Saturday mornings at 9 o'clock, and it's called Songs Your Mama Used to Play While Cleaning the House Up on a Saturday Morning. And what that is basically old school music that, when you was young and you had to get up on a Saturday, we all had to get up early on a Saturday and clean, and what happens when we clean up the house? We listen to good music. So that's what I play on that show. Every Saturday, music from back in the day, usually 70s, things like that. Fun stuff that's used to clean the house too. So that's my show on Saturday at 9. And then don't forget, Friday, ManDeleon has a show Friday night.
Friday or Saturday pop up, depending on how I'm feeling. So, and normally those shows are like old school hip hop. I have a couple hip hop heads only, like volume 1 through 4. I got shows where I just did like all Jamaican joints.
You get a taste of everything.
I got shows where I did called Funketeers with number old school funk, Parliament, Zapp and Roger, Bootsy, stuff like that. So I kind of keep those, kind of just, like things with just, music shows. So, we doing a little bit of everything. We doing the talk joints and we doing a little music too. Okay.
And everybody can find all these shows on speaker.com, and they can also find on the iHeart. And Spreaker, okay.
On Spreaker.com.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Usually, you gonna be somewhere else.
Yeah.
It's SPREAKER.
That's it. Spreaker.com. Yes. And iHeartRadio.
Everybody out there on YouTube listening, there are a lot of Black folks on the speaker.com platform that are doing DJing, playing old school music, doing shows about relationships, okay, doing sports. They're doing everything sort of like what we're doing in the YouTube world, but everything is being done through audio, and they have chat rooms and everything. You can create your own channel, and I believe you can monetize your podcast on there too.
True. So, yeah.
Look them up. But getting into the relationship realm, Lions, then go ahead real quick and read some of the comments. Everybody in the chat room, if you have any comments that you want to bring up that we could talk about tonight related to relationships and Black love, Lions, then go ahead and read some of the comments in there if you don't mind, brother. What people are saying, maybe we could take a topic from what they're saying in there.
All right, I got you. I got Marcellus Muhammad she's the one that asked that question earlier, but she says that we decided in our 11 years, we decided to have a baby. My husband is 10 years older than me. Wow. Continue on. Brother Deleon said, talking to Sheila Ferdinand, all that freaky stuff like oral sex was not done contact with Europeans. Okay. S. Wiseman says, I'm late. Peace, family. Sheila Ferdinand says, facts. Jules Gillette says, they are well-rounded. Elder Sean's in the building. And she said, that's why.
The elders in the building?
Yes, he said, Elder Rashawn, salute, brother. So he's in the building now. Marcel Muhammad continued to say, that's why I asked how long they've been married. And of course, Andre Toppin Jr. is in the building. He said, Black love is powerful. It's our ultimate accomplishment, healthy and peaceful. And Brother Danubian says, old school is always the best. And underrated doctor says, how do we improve the love between the Black man and the Black woman despite how we feel about each other in this system? That's a great question.
We're going to use that underrated darkness. Thank you for that question, brother. I may need to bring you on the panel.
I like that name right there.
I do too.
I like that name.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, I'm about to put a link in the chat room right now. And I want Underrated Darkness to come in. And at some time tonight, when the true royal family comes in, we got to get her in, because this is a woman that's been married over 19 years. And she's going to impart some wisdom on us. But that is an excellent question. And I'm throwing that question right at y'all. Okay?
Okay.
Give it to us. Give it to us the way you would
do.
The
question again.
Repeat the question again for us, please.
Question again, Lions Den.
All right. Underrated Darkness asks, how do we improve the love between the Black man and the Black woman despite how we feel about each other in the system?
Well, the first thing you have to realize is, relationships are hard. They're hard work. You have to be friends first. That's my thing. And that's what I always tell everybody about us. We're friends. We can talk about everything, and, we're together as one, but we're also individuals. So to improve the love, in a relationship, you just have to realize that, you're each individuals. You each have your own opinions. You each have your own, thoughts and ways of doing things. And once you learn how to compromise and just kind of be there for one another, then, your relationship will grow. No one is better than the other one. It's a 50-50 type thing. No matter if you're together a month, 6 months, because, relationships these days don't even last past 3 months.
Exactly.
To me, one of the biggest things is, and she kind of touched on it, is like compromising and you don't want to change, you're not going to change who you are, but there's some things that you could just kind of let go. You ain't all, it's those little things that normally you would hold on to for whatever reason, just for like the sake of argument or something like that. So you kind of look past, when you love somebody and you really care, then you ain't got to hold on to those things. Like, because when you with somebody, if you really care about that person in a sense, like we just cool or we just kind of in a situation for convenience. Like you could be with somebody and know there ain't no way y'all gonna ever be on nothing more than what it is at that time. And you kind of know the difference when you really, got love for somebody genuinely, and then you looking like there may be a possible future. But the one thing that I had to learn over the years is really learning what it meant when that feeling is genuine.
Right.
You know, because there's a lot of times, you know, it's a lot of one-sided love, you know, like that old song, not no 70-30, not no 60-40, you know, a 50-50 love.
80-20,
right?
You know, 80-20 or 90-10.
Right.
Nothing like that. No, we're not doing that. But you know when it's you know real. You know, that's what I always tell people. How do you know when it's real? You know, if you go home and you can't stop thinking about that person and you can't wait for them to call, then you know, that's one thing. But when you get home and you look at the phone, you be like, it's him again, whatever, block.
Oh, not today.
Yeah, not today. I don't care what you do. I'm not, you know, then you know it's not real. So, you know, but you gotta be friends. You gotta be, isn't that right, ManDeleon? See? You gotta be friends. Yeah. If you're not friends, you know, you get upset with your friend and then you start missing your friend. Dang, I want to tell him this, but I'm mad at him. But oh well, I guess I'll tell him anyway. You know, because we're friends. I got to share stuff with him. Yes. You know, some good gossip.
Good gossip.
I don't be wanting to hear no gossip.
Man, please. I'll be like, let me tell you what happened today. You know, I do. We gossip. We do.
But I listen.
Yes.
That's the difference.
You know, they say, you know, you always hear them saying that, oh, women only gossip. But as a matter of fact, you know, men may gossip more than women do.
Oh, they do.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, there's some dudes that's worse than chicks. There's some dudes out there that's worse than some chicks.
Yeah. Lions, this is what we're going to do. I like where it's going. Let's just field questions from people in the chat. Let the people in the chat room drive where this discussion is going tonight. I thought I was going to try to drive it, but I'm not going to do that. Let the people in the chat room drive the discussion tonight. So let's take another question. Let the people do it.
All right. I'm just trying to scroll down a little bit, and basically we'll just try to see if we can find some questions here. Okay, yeah, this is a good one. This is basically from Underrated Darkness. He said I can't get on. He said I can't get on. Keep on taking me to Google Store email. I guess in other words, he can't get in the chat room info.
Okay, tell him this. This is what I'm going to do for you. They're just trying to stop us. That's what this is about.
Yeah.
I mean, I found out today when I looked at True Royal Family's YouTube page, it had me unsubscribed and unhitting the bell, and I know that I did. So these are the tricks that they play. Okay, they don't want us to come together as Black people in our own forums together. So let me. What I'll do, Underrated Darkness, I'm going to send you the link directly to you through my phone, which will get you on the platform. So go ahead and fill it, and let's get these questions into our distinguished guests tonight so that they can answer these questions and get it going, get it cracking, brother. Go right ahead.
Mm-hmm. Oh, this is the good question. This is from Elder Rashawn Live, and he said, yes, sir. He said that he or she in a relationship is not your soulmate. The relationship would not work, which is the truth.
You know what, Elder? I'm going to give you a clap for that because he's giving us wisdom. I'm talking about way back wisdom. This brother's been around a long time. He's got much wisdom about him. They call him the Elder. Check out his YouTube channel. Make sure you subscribe and hit the bell for notification. Remember, Elder, we're going to have to figure out how I can get your phone number or email where I can email you my number so we can talk on the phone and plan a way to get you into a stream. Even if it just means having your voice come through the system to talk, we're going to do it. I'm going to keep, Elder, I'm going to keep trolling you, a positive troll, until I get your contact information so we can get you on the system. I'm going to troll you. What you should do, Elder, is download to your phone, download the Google Hangout app in your store, in your little your Google store or your iTunes store or whatever store you use, brother. Please do that. Now, let's bring the question over to our guest. I'm sorry. Let me give him a clap, though, because he made very good points. Okay. All right, Brian, then let's get the question to them.
All right, Andre Toppin Jr. was saying, I think the problem is we don't appreciate and keep forgetting how long we've been at each other's side during our oppression. We always forget where we came from. Interesting. Let's see here.
You know,
Max,
and that's something. You know, I look at something like, for me personally, it's like inner. Like I really did. It's not funny. like, you know, when you hear brothers say, you know, oh, I like, that's my queen right there. Or, you know, I really look at her as my queen. And when I say that, every woman don't carry that title as a queen. Like, I done mess with chicks, but I was messing with chicks. Like, I wouldn't call you my queen. You was somebody I was messing with, you know? But
let me say something. Let's be honest. Tell me if I'm wrong or right, everybody. Black, as men, we have categories for women. Let's just be honest. We have women that we just see as that we want to just have a good time with. Women that we may see as just a booty call. There's women that we see as marriage material. These are women that we're more likely to take home to meet mom and dad. These are women that we're most likely to take our time with because we have a certain respect for them. Then there are the women that we just want to have a good time with. This is just the truth. Black men, we have categories that we put women in, whether we want to admit it or not. I believe, maybe I'm wrong or not. Do women do the same thing with men? Am I wrong or not? Someone, we're gonna have to get a lady on the panel. Somebody in the chat room. We need some more female energy on this panel to give the female point of view along with Girlie Girl. So if I can get one more female on, I'm hoping that I'm really wanting to get True Royal Family in because she's got a lot of wisdom and experience. So I'll just probably wait on her. But did anything I say make any sense, or am I out of my damn mind?
So y'all got categories too. Chicks got them categories. Oh, yeah. You know, she got the dude that can fix cars.
We got categories. Well, you know,
she got the dude that you know, take it to the movie.
How you gonna know where our category is?
Huh?
How are you going to know?
You got that dude that'll pay the bill that ain't gonna never get done.
How do you know?
You got the dude that beat it up. You know, you got categories.
See what happens when you tell them everything.
Yeah. Just before you, I just know this.
No, then don't forget.
Just before you, I know
about
this.
the dude that you have to have if you have to go to like a formal event or something like that. You need somebody who knows how to act in public, who can look good in a tuxedo or a suit. And then you need the other dude where you're just kind of going and doing your thing. You know what I'm saying? That he knows how to, you know, let it out.
So you got the stiff.
You got the. He's not a stiff, but he's just he's more dignified. You could take him to, you know, to our Christmas party, the office Christmas party.
Right.
You know, but you might not be able, but then you got the one that you can take to the barbecue. So I mean, we have categories.
But look, in 2 months, I went to the barbecue and the Christmas party.
Whatever.
Let me ask Girlie Girl one question. We got my man Underrated Darkness who just came on the panel. Thank you for being here, brother. Let me ask a question. Because, you know, on YouTube, there's this culture where you hear a lot of black men that are talking about there's alpha males and then there's simps. And women particularly will act a certain way when they have what we would call an alpha male. And then they use the beta males, which are the simps. They may use them. I think I heard a brother one time on YouTube say that he was involved with a female who he would drive her around and he would drop her off, not realizing that he was dropping her off to her alpha male who she really wanted to be with. Even though she might give him a little, you know, as they said back in the day, a little poutine just to hold him off for the use of using him. So he drops her off somewhere, and she's going to see the man that she really wants to be with, which is her alpha male. And you hear these terms about men going their own way on YouTube, MGTOW, which I think is ridiculous because, God damn it, there's no way in hell that I want to live on this planet without a fine thing on my arm at some point in time.
Something soft and warm.
Disclaimer here. I'm not a sexist. I don't look at women as just sex, but we are human in blood and flesh. And the reality is, I don't care how much you want to say that you are a gentleman or you as a woman are not a whore. At the end of the day, the way God made us, we are physical beings. We need physical attention. We need physical connection with people. I'm going to just let you guys know, I know this is a fact. I work in the prison system. I work in mental health, and I deal with guys in the prison system who have mental health issues. And whenever they put these guys in what we call segregation by themselves for months and months, they go crazy. They actually lose their mind even more. You know why? Because they're isolated away from human contact. They don't come out, they're not around people as much. They're isolated. They may go into a holding cell. They might go outside by themselves nobody around them to talk to, okay? And I see firsthand how it affects their brain, their mind, their spirit. So that tells me that God did not create us, okay? The Almighty God, the Theta, okay, did not create us to be solitary creatures. Hell, even roaches on the ground will mate with each other, okay? Even bugs on the ground they gotta get their bug freak on, okay?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that's it.
So that's what I wanted to say. But we got Underrated Darkness. Do you want to ask any questions? Because we're going to go in the chat room and pluck out more questions from folks. You got anything you want to add, Underrated Darkness?
Well, the couple, I just got here for like 10 to 15 minutes ago. And it's great that Black Love does this. What's your name again? Because I came in late. I'm sorry. My apologies.
Okay, I'm Girlie Girl.
And I'm the one and only ManDeleon.
Yeah.
Okay. How long y'all been married?
They're not married. They've been together for 2 years.
We come off as somebody who's been married forever, don't we?
I guess so.
I mean, we do, and that makes us feel good because people think that we're married. We're not married yet. But we've been together about 2 years.
Well, that's eternity. Black love is eternity. So wherever it is, just take whatever you want. Eternity goes. It stands forever. So I I'm glad that it does exist because before my father he passed away like 29 years ago. But my mother and my father, they was together a little over 30 years. And so I come from a family that who been around like 30 plus. So it's very important that you still keep existence and show us that it does exist, because let's be honest here, that there's no patience of dealing with each other of the bad times. See, the good times you always get through it. But what about the crucial times that sometimes that one of y'all go through certain things in this system, and then you just go, baby, I got your back. Don't even worry about it. Because for me as a Black man, I was married for 9.5 years. And so I always believe marriage and stuff, but I just wish that my ex-wife would be like, yo, babe, I got you, and so I'm just saying to keep it up. In Lions Den, yo, my brother, keep on doing your damn thing. And my channel is, I do a sports show with my brother, Sheep Stay Sleep. I do cooking, also I do politics. So, I do it all. You know what I'm saying? So Lions Den, you do it all, Information Man do. So, check me out. You know what I mean? Check Lion Den out. Check Information Man out.
Definitely, I'm definitely gonna do that.
But I wanted to piggyback a little bit. Off what you said. With relationships, you really know when that person is in your corner when you go through hard times. It's so easy, like you said, to be one and to have fun, to be in love when times are good. But it's really when times are difficult, and they can get really, really difficult, that whether or not that person is in your corner. Now, myself and Mandeezy both come from parents that were married until, my mom passed away a year ago. Mandeezy's mom passed away quite some time ago. Both of our parents were married until our mothers, passed away. My parents were married for 52 years, and your parents were married for
something like that.
So, we know that's what we want. That, and we come from a family with a mother and a father, and it's important, so that we can show other people that Black love still exists, because Black love right now has a really bad stain on it. You know what I mean? People think there's no good men out there. There's no good women. Yes, there is. And check yourself first. If you're not ready to give the type of person, to be the type of person that you want, then your relationship is not going to work. So check yourself first before you say there's no good whatever.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Go on your point that
what's up?
We have to. Sorry. Go ahead.
Lions Den, I want you to give your thoughts about what you think Black love is, brother, and then read off some more chat room messages so that we can get folks involved in the chat room. Because a question that I'm gonna ask a question that I want to put in everybody's mind tonight. I was married for 12 years. got divorced. It was the worst thing that could have happened to me. Okay, I wouldn't wish a divorce on anybody. It drains you emotionally. It really affects your spirit, because when you marry someone, you think that person you're going to be with for the rest of your life. That's really what I believed. And you make your life around this person, and then when the relationship dissolves itself and it pulls apart, it's a very lonely feeling. I felt very lonely. I myself personally, I went through a deep depression for about 3 years. I hermited myself at home. All I did was go to work, come home, and stay in the house, and didn't do anything for 3 years. 3 years. I didn't date anybody. I didn't do any of that kind of stuff. I went through a lot of self-examination. Okay, coming out of it, because you invest a lot when you're with someone, but I came out of it better. I've gained a lot of wisdom from being married. I did a lot of mistakes that I made in the marriage that I would not make in a new relationship or marriage. I said to myself, I would never get married again. And the question I'm gonna put out there to everybody to think about, and we'll get back to this tonight, is what is it really in the best interest? And I don't want to cause any ripples, but I got to be honest. Is marriage in the best interest of men today? Because we know that when there's a divorce, primarily, or it appears to be, or it seems to be, or what we hear, sometimes women will make out in the marriage and the man doesn't make out in the marriage, because whether you're paying child support, which I think you should, and you should take care of your child, as I do. I don't have any drama in my life, but the question is, I think there are some black men out there who are refusing to get married. They're buying into the MGTOW movement. Men go their own way, or they're just black men that are deciding, I'll be in a relationship, but I'm not going to get married because there's some trappings around marriage that I, as a black man, feel that isn't benefiting me. Now, this is just a question, and we know that, let's be honest, marriage technically in this country we live in called America is technically a contract between you and the state. I don't know how many of you know that when you get married and you get a marriage certificate, you are actually, when you sign your name on that certificate, you are contracting with the state or this country that you live in, which in turn gives them permission to interfere in your relationship. And a lot of people don't know that everything in this country, when you sign your name, you're going into a contract. When the police stop you and say, let me see your ID, they do that because they want to make sure that you have entered into the contract with the state that you live in the country. And then now you're telling that cop that you wish to do business with him. And then that's when he can seize upon you and do whatever. You do the same thing to us in marriage. And not to say that we should not be together, because remember, in slavery, they didn't allow blacks. They didn't allow us to get married. So what did we do? We had a ceremony called jumping the broom, right? To create our own marriage symbolization. We create our own symbols of marriage. And there was a brother who came on my channel a couple of weeks ago who made a good point. When black people came out of slavery into Reconstruction, what did they do? They got married. So this whole thing that black people don't get married, that it's been something that's dysfunctional in us, is not true. More blacks, I think statistically, if you do the research, more black men marry black women than black men get involved in interracial relationships. We know the whole thing around black men with white women, but there's statistics that show that black men are actually marrying black women more than they're getting involved with white women. Even though on the onset, we see that, right? Television, movies, what have you. So marriage has been something that we have coveted over the years. But I'm also looking at this generation of millennials, and I don't know how important marriage really is to this generation today as it might have been for our parents and maybe some of us today. So just want to put that out there, because we're going to come back to that question, just to kind of put that out there and let the juices flow in your mind.
And real quick, I just want to interject real quick while I'm thinking about it, because I was thinking about it earlier when my man came in and said earlier about the black love.
Yes.
And a lot of people, when they say they think it don't exist, it's not that it don't exist. Like you just gave numbers, you just stated fact. it's not that it don't exist. It's just not as shown, right?
Yeah.
And that's why it's good for you. You know, you having this program and topics like this, and that's why it's good for there's other ways that mediums that we can put out there ourselves, but because we don't see it as much televised as much, but it's there, right? It's like you think that it's more of us on welfare and all this other stuff, where the numbers state something else. You see what I'm saying? So it's just like they want to believe like there ain't brothers that's out there taking care of their kids that's single. I know a lot of cats that I'm close with that's great dads. Whether if they was married to the mother or not, and they got divorced, or whether if they was just never got married, but they still great dads to their kids, and they actually got custody. And actually fought to get custody, and they're great parents. But it's so many times you don't see that. But the love part is so much of that you just don't see, that people think it don't exist, and when they do, they go, "Oh wow, look at that."
Right.
I think just underrated doctor. I think what it is for me as a black man, that we got to reprogram ourselves culturally again. When I said that again, I'm talking about the morals and the values. We always have that black love ever since from Africa. We got to get back to that African spirit again. And that's again, I got to re-emphasize again, reprogramming ourselves culturally.
True.
Sometimes we let the system dictate how we supposed to move and feel. And so we got these millenniums that even like say I'm a 60 baby. See, I be 52. I be 52 Monday.
Oh,
so
congrats,
I was
Happy
around
birthday.
the time that I actually see black love. I actually see parents be together like 50, 60 years. I even see like couples, maybe not even married, but they was together like throughout their families and stuff. So I think we let the system dictate how we feel, how we think, and we got away from culturally as a people. And then we let the media dictate how we, especially as a black man. Sorry, sisters, I have to say this. Some of y'all got caught in the juice, and also the black man too. But we got to reprogram ourselves again culturally. That is the right thing to do. Have a black man and a black woman in the house. It's culturally right. Both the black man and the black woman to raise their kids, and even fathers and even men, we do nurture our kids a certain way, and we got to get back into it, reprogramming ourselves culturally.
Let me read something real quick in the.
Can I? Before you read that, I'm sorry. I just want to interject my little comment here. It's important, as the generations go by, children don't see two parents in the house, so it's very important. I think the millennials unfortunately missed the mark because a lot of them grew up in households that only have one parent. The youth of today, people are now finding black love again, and they're having children, and their children will start seeing two parents in the household again. So I think we're going to cycle out, hopefully, prayerfully, we'll cycle out the one parent household, because now, people want black love. People want to be in love. They want a relationship. They want a family. They want to have both parents having the same child. So we have to kind of cycle out the generation where we had a one parent household and teach the children of today that you can have a household with both a loving mother and a father, and then we'll start to rebuild our community again. And I think that's happening.
I agree with you, sister. Thank you for those. Let me, those are one of the things we have to combat too, that's interfering in what you're talking about, sister, is I just got to be honest, and I'm very concerned about it, is that you're seeing the demasculation or the masculinity of black men.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Television shows, you're seeing this movement, and I'm not, hey, all due respect to everybody, but just got to keep it real. We're seeing this movement of the Morse brother, these moist images of black men on TV. You're about to have a TV show that's getting ready to come on called Strike the Pose, where they're going to focus on, you know, from what I can see in the clips, it's mostly black gay males who are into the dancing and the whole drag queen lifestyle. That's their business. That's their business. I'm not telling them what they can do what they want to do, because I figure if they like to be with the same sex, that just means more women for me. So,
and me too.
But I'm concerned
until you find that one.
Yeah, I'm not saying that I'm running around town messing around with no, I'm not saying that. I'm being kind of facetious in what I'm saying, but my point being made is, I am very concerned about the image, because a lot of kids are growing up watching what? Social media, television, and they're getting a lot of their Q's and their P's from watching television. And it's getting to a point now where you will see a man in the bed with another man, or a woman in the bed with another woman, right? And not even at nighttime anymore. They can watch this stuff at 1 or 2 o'clock in the day. So I'm really concerned about the black male image and how it's being destroyed. And then you have this movie getting ready to come out, which I grew up, and as a kid, my mom took me to see the original Superfly movie back in the day. I'm a 60 babies. I'm a late 60 babies. I was born in 69, so I'm a Generation Xer. And they're coming out with this Superfly movie, which is another depiction, which I'm getting sick of movies that depict black men always struggling to get money with guns in their hands, always hustling to get money through selling drugs. That's another image. Now, check this out. They give us Black Panther and say, hey, this is a positive movie, a positive image of black people, the Black Panther movie, right? And then after they put Black Panther out and try to portray that as a positive image for black people, now they want to give us Superfly in the year 2018 with guns, and you got my man, the rapper with the big old beard looking like Isaac Hayes. He's walking around with a fur, you know, with a fur jacket on or whatever, like he's Frank Lucas from American Gangster. Okay, so this kind of scares me, very much scares me. But Lions Den, you've been patient. I'm running my mouth here. I want you to say a few words about what black love means to you, and then we need to get into the chat room. Let me just read this real quick. I gotta give respect to 4 Aces in the speaker chat room. 4 Aces says, this is a good format. Together is something you will know. We got to be together, he says. He says, absolutely. He agrees with what everyone is saying. He says, a good marriage keeps a man grounded. I definitely agree with that. If the marriage is good, that's the key word. If it's a good marriage, it will keep a man grounded. Let me give some love again to BS3. Let me see. Big L's in that chat room. We got my man, BS3 Sports and Music. Give him some more love again. Thank you for your comments. And let's go over to Lions Den. Give us a few words of what black love means to you, and then let's get back in the chat room and get some more questions from folks in the chat room. Thank you.
All right. To me, black love means that you have to understand each other. You know, you have to basically know what each other wants, needs. And I felt that when you have a relationship, you have to have time. You know what I mean? Like if they like sports, a man likes sports, of a woman. If a man likes going to the park, a woman has to go to the park. So I felt like love is about togetherness. It's about respect each other's company. You got to love each other for what's on the inside, not from the outside. Because I know people will see, oh, she's pretty, she got pretty, this, and this, but they don't know what's on their inside. So that's really important for people to understand, that you got to love a person on the inside, not really on the outside, because really looks, in my opinion, looks is only the skin deep. It's all about what's inside a person's heart, not what's on the outside. I mean, it's good for the outside, but realistically, it's all about what's on the inside too.
I agree with you, Lions Den, because as a 48-year-old man, what I'm finding more and more, that I'm spending more time wanting to get more into a woman's mind in terms of where she is, not the physical. Because if you look at these like black athletes, you find that a lot of them will get involved with women that they meet in the clubs. I'm generalizing, of course. And then the next thing you know, they get these women pregnant, and then they get upset and they say to themselves, I didn't know that she was crazy. because sometimes as men, we are ruled by our vision. Women are more audio. They listen to what you say. And men, we go by what we see. And what we see can be a poison in disguise, okay? Because we pick the wrong woman based on booty and, oh man, look at that, brother. I remember when I was in college, I'm just gonna keep it real with y'all tonight and wrong. I remember when I was in college, I had a fraternity brother, and he got himself in quite a mix because he got someone pregnant that he did not have a relationship, affinity for, okay? And he got the person pregnant, but he stepped up as a father and did his job as a father. Okay. And sometimes you can meet people in clubs and have a one-night stand, and all you really wanted was pleasure. But then you have a child, and it's really difficult because that child grows up and they have to ask you, well, daddy, why are you not with my mother? And how do you explain to this child as they get older, well, I really wasn't feeling your mother like that. It was just about pleasure, right? And I remember when I was in college, he loved the big booty, right? And this guy, he was a tall brother too. He would grab my head and be like, look at that, and turn my head, be like, look at that, man, look at that, did you see that? I was like, oh my God, right? But see, that's what I'm saying.
Women do that too.
You know what?
Women do that too.
And I was about to say, like,
women do that too.
Women and men do that, right?
Women are visual.
But I'm saying, like, say for instance, right, the women, right? It could be a dude. The dude, she look at that brother like he fine and this and that, but he broke, stay with mama. Or it be the dude with the ill ass car, right? Yeah. But you just wanted to, you wanted the dude because he had a nice whip, like. Really, he ain't into you. He ain't thinking nothing about you. He all about the smash game. It is what it is.
Yeah.
Right.
I'll be honest.
Women do the same thing. You look at him and you say, oh, and you're trying to figure out, what he's like and what he looks like and what he feels like. We do it too. We're trying to figure out what y'all smash game is like too.
And you know what I know about women? You guys should look. You know what I know about ladies? And after this lines, then I want you to get some questions in the chat room from folks. What I know about women in my 48 years is that you ladies, Black women, you guys can look us up and down very quickly with your eyes without us even knowing, and you can know everything. You can know if we rocking the right package for you.
Oh yeah.
Shoes, do we have brand shoes?
Keep your shoes clean though.
Exactly.
Keep your shoes. I learned a long time ago. A woman will look you up and down, but if your shoes raggedy, brother, hey, like you look like you've been walking on them things, they leaning or something.
If your shoes are raggedy, your hair is raggedy, then you're raggedy. If you don't take care of your hair and your shoes, how you gonna take care of anything else?
You can't be wearing a suit, have a nice suit on, and next thing you know, you got some jacked up shoes. I've seen brothers like that with jacked up shoes.
Right,
when I was in college, I'm just gonna tell you this. When I was in college, there was a young lady that kind of liked me, and we kind of we messed around, and she was talking about, she told me stuff that I didn't even realize that she was looking at, all up in the gap of my pants area, and talking about you, bro. Do we have any children? I hope there's no children up. This is not a PG-13 program. But she was looking all here, looking out. And it's just amazing to me. Men, where we make our mistakes is when we check out women, we make it look too obvious. And then they catch us real quick. We get too nasty.
And half the time we don't even care.
And yeah, that's true. That's true. We bull with it. Lions, let's get some more questions in the chat room and name off and holler out who's in the chat room. If True Royal Family is in there, I gotta get her on this panel.
Okay. Hold on one second. I think we got a call here. I don't know.
I know who's trying to come. Go ahead.
Okay. Let's go scroll back real quick. Okay. Yeah. Avery Hodge just says that marriage works for those who are willing to put in the work, especially when the physical attraction starts to wear thin. Interesting. Car Show says love is become one love is written poems from your heart. Love is bringing your woman flowers. Love is being there when she needs you the most. So true. and this is basically interesting with this one. Queen Know Who I Am says that's right. The shoe game has to be tight.
Yeah.
Yes, it does.
Now,
yes,
what is it about the shoe? Let's just keep it real. Let's just keep it real. What is it? I'm gonna keep it really real, and I want everybody in the chat room, the ladies, to speak to this. And I did put a link in the chat room, so if any of the ladies would like to come on in and give your piece of this. I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. What is it that really makes y'all wet between the legs when it comes to men? Is it the shoe game, the hair, the whole combination? What is it that really makes it moist down there? I'm gonna keep it real, okay?
For me, it's the conversation. You know, you can have on a raggedy. I mean, it's the conversation, and that's what got me with this one, with this guy right here, because our
conversation rules the nation.
Yeah, our late night conversation game used to be mouth, and it used to go all the way until the next morning. So I just enjoyed talking to him, and no matter what, and his conversation can get kind of, I don't know. A lot of y'all know that I'm a producer also, right? So I do music and whatnot. And a lot of people, like, there's people that follow me that know that. But it was a song that I did, right, called Something About Her.
Okay.
And that was actually like the first lines of the song actually says that. It says, first I was attracted by your thickness and then your mind. Intelligent conversation make you one of a kind. Right?
Okay.
And that's what it was. Like, obviously I was attracted to her, but when you can have a conversation with somebody and be on that same plane and have, there's like the same type of respect, the same type of, understanding, because, the one thing, you can meet people all the time, but like the guy in the chat says something about, especially if she fine or something, right? But so that means you in that point, like you'll be going through stuff and dealing with shit from somebody just because they fine.
Yes.
Even though it ain't right and you don't feel good about it and you only doing it because, and I done been there and I know dudes and dips like, she lucky she fine though, because if she wasn't fine, I wouldn't be doing none of that. Like, but like I said, once you get older, you learn from stuff, right? And you learn, I had to learn what was good for me. And then not only that, I learned through relationships I've been in that the time away when I didn't have somebody, all I really want to do was work on myself and to make myself a better man, not only for myself, but for that person I would finally get with that, I can learn from the mistakes and the stuff that I did from past relationships and say, look, I want to be a better man. So you got to want to do that, just like she got to want to be a better woman. So when it comes to like back to that 50-50, there's some things that I used to do that just don't interest me no more because I don't live that life where I know what that get me. Yeah. So I don't have to necessarily, do certain things. But, if she go, hey, I want to go have some drinks with the girls at the work, I'm like, go ahead, do what you do.
Well, let me stop you right there, because we've got angry black man in the chat room.
What's up, Doc?
What's up, ABM?
What's up, angry black man?
Let me read what he says. He's in the speaker chat room right now, and angry black man says, Ace. He says, Ace, Big L, Infoman. And he says here, relationships flourish when both people have the maturity, to sacrifice. Yes, he's right. Relationships are about sacrifice. You have to be willing to put away your selfishness. And I have to admit that when I was married, and I learned this lesson, that when I look back on my marriage, there was a lot of things I did when I was selfish. Okay. We have Underrated Darkness, who stated he was married. Did selfishness affect you, brother, in any kind of way in your relationship, your marriage? Were you at any time selfish?
Who, me?
Yeah, I'm
well,
because I know you were married.
I felt at the time. No, I felt at the time I was not selfish. Okay. I felt at the times that, and I think this is the part of marriage that a lot of us don't understand too. We tend not to follow the ingredients that help the marriage last. We always be thinking, okay, every generation change. Yeah, you gotta adopt with the change, but morally, you don't have to adopt with the change. And I think that is something wrong. I think for me, what hurts me about it that I give in, but my story was not being told. Yes. But I think my problem was I didn't speak up enough of it.
Okay.
So I think for me is that as a human being, that if I ever going to get married or get in a relationship, I gotta speak up more for my existence, but not think of myself, but at the same time, think of that other one and to understand that when you advocate with yourself, you also advocate for the relationship.
Okay. Lionsden, can you read any good words in there? Any other questions or thoughts that people in the chat?
Great stuff in the chat, man.
Yeah, please. Acknowledge people in there too. Acknowledge them. Call them out.
Okay, yeah. Car shows in the building, and he's saying that I know a lot of black women look at a man's shoes first, then up at how a man is dressed and your looks. Miss Shauna 2019 says everything, not just the shoe. So basically, some women feel that they look at a man's shoe. Some women feel like they look at a person's attire, which is so good. Afro Academy TV says don't even try Plenty of Fish. They was talking about Plenty of Fish. It's like a internet dating site. So that's what she was talking about.
Okay, so we have a lot of dating
websites. Worth it.
You got let's see, blackpeoplemeet.com. You got Plenty of Fish. There's a bunch of them out there, and to be quite honest with you, a lot of them are just pure garbage. It's been my experience that sometimes you meet women on these sites, you kind of get to know them. I'm just generalizing here. Some of them sometimes they'll have baggage, and I'm sure when women are
right.
They're looking
and the chick at the club got baggage too.
Right.
Exactly.
and the dude at the gas station has baggage as well.
So you know what? You're right about that. I stand corrected. It ain't just the dating sites, but it does seem that you do have a lot of broken people sometimes that get on these date sites and they've had other bad experiences, and then sometimes you'll have women
but you know what? You have to look at a dating site the same way you look at meeting somebody out in the street, or meeting somebody in the club, or meeting somebody wherever, because you don't know what kind of baggage they come with. And I'm gonna tell you how I know this. Okay. I know this personally because ManDeleon and myself, we met on a dating site 2 years ago. 2 years ago. And people they're like, oh my God, y'all met on a dating site. Yes, we did. And the reason why I liked it is because I got a chance to talk to him and listen to his voice and listen to his conversation and listen to how smart he was. And he turned me on with his mind before I even got a chance to meet him, and then when I met him, so you guys don't down dating sites, because you can't find love on a dating site.
I think you got to do what work for you.
Right.
Whatever it is, right. Because I done met some chicks on there too that was like, yo, you get up there to be like, she said she looked like Janet Jackson, and she looked like Freddie Jackson, right?
Yeah.
You say you look like Janet, but I mean, even because you still get catfish today, like that picture was like 4 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
It be her, but or them angles that get you. You still get catfish even though it be them.
Let me read real quick. Angry Black Man in the chat room here stated, for me, it's about showing my lady that she's loved, that I'm her best friend and have her back in good times and especially those down times. Communication is golden. That's what Angry Black Man stated in the speaker chat room.
All right.
Yeah, ABM.
I'm going to give you a clap for that because you were right on time. You're right on time with that.
Shout out to my man ABM. Yeah. We just kicked it with him like the last weekend. came in town. We went and seen Joe Clay at the comedy show. So shout out to Angry Black Man.
We had a real good time, yeah.
Real good time. Woo! So Lions Den, fill some more questions in there. Name some more people. Fill some more questions, brother. If you don't
okay.
Mind.
Let's see. Adventures of Truck Driving Diva saying crazy can be in Walmart's, Kroger, Publix, malls, Social Security office, bus stop, train station. You can meet crazy anywhere. You got to be able to recognize crazy. Afrocentric.
That's right.
Amen. Because sometimes, I used to think I attracted crazy chicks. You know what I mean? And but then again, you don't even realize the stuff you attract be like stuff you like though too. So you'll like something about a chick, but realize it's some crazy trait to go along with that.
Yeah,
if you like a chick that's a little feisty, she might be crazy.
Yeah.
What about you?
I'm just saying though.
Don't let you beat up on the women.
I mean, but that's why you here.
I'm not gonna allow that. I'm not gonna let that happen.
Let me just say this right here. I noticed that whenever I've had bad relationships or bad interactions with people, we have to stop blaming it and saying, "Oh, it's other people." Whatever you bring into your life, a lot of times it's really your fault because you keep having the wrong type of people in your life. You got to look at yourself seriously in the mirror and say, "What am I doing to attract these type of people?" A lot of times people will show you really who they are if you take the time to get to know them. And then if you take the time to get to know them and you learn who they are before you start getting into sex and all that kind of stuff, now you can make a more educated decision that, you know what, I don't think I want to take it there with this person. Because if you get them pregnant, now you're going to have to deal with them for the rest of your life, whether you're with them or not, because you have a child. Lions Den,
exactly.
Let's read what Afrocentric TV stated in the chat room and YouTube.
Okay, Afrocentric TV says, she said, I talked to a guy and he was on a sex offender regular. I said, oh, hell to the no. Let me go ahead and move. Oh, and let's see, I'm gonna try to read what she said. Oh yeah, she did say this. She said, that's why we communicate and ask questions. And she continues saying that she basically said, like I said, I'll tell you what, Adventures of Truck Driving Diva said this: you can have grown people on dating sites dressed like cartoon Marvel characters trying to meet somebody serious, had glasses on like Batman.
Like Batman?
Oh, like Batman.
Okay. Any other?
Wow.
Did he say then when he pulled up?
Whatever. See, you gotta be leery.
A question they want to put on the table.
Well, no, it's really not questions, but it's just comments. Max Even says, if you start dating around Thanksgiving or Christmas, are you obliged to meet to the parents? In other words, if you travel like Christmas or holidays, can they meet their parents? That's the question he was saying.
Let me let them know that we have a brother in the speaker chat room. I believe it's D Gates from the South Central. Am I saying that right? What's up, brother?
What's up, the greatest?
Let me give you a little clap, brother, for being here, brother.
Yes.
Sound effects in here. Let me see. I'm hitting stuff, and here we go. Yes, information is power. You are listening to Conversation Tonight. It's myself, Information Man, ManDeleon, and Girlie Girl. My man Lions Den, Underrated Darkness, is here with us, and we're talking about Black love and relationships. We're going to just say it like it is. We're not going to cut any corners. We're not going to sugarcoat it. We're not in elementary school, but we are experiencing our own individual experiences. We have people here that have lived some life, and we're talking about relationships. Once again, I'm making a call out for True Royal Family. Maybe she's still doing her stream because I really want to get her on the panel tonight. I sent her a link, so hopefully she'll come on in at some point in time and give us a blessing with her knowledge. Lions Den, let me see. Right, this is another question I'm gonna ask you all on the panel here. What is it gonna take when it comes to, you know, you hear in the media that, well, there's a rift between black women and black men. You hear black men all over the social media saying that black women have attitudes, that black women are hard to deal with, hard to get along. Matter of fact, on my Facebook, there's some groups out there. You've seen the movie. Don't Blame It on Real. Why black men go to Brazil to get away from America for sex and to find women. There are some groups on Facebook where you have brothers who are saying, hey, I'm getting away from the matrix. I'm going to go to Brazil and I'm going to meet black women in Brazil because the relationship game in America is all fucked up. Okay? Because the way we do things in America has screwed up relationships. You hear black men say that when they go to other countries, such as Brazil, that the women there, they grow up and they're used to a matriarch and they're used to treating men a certain way because in their culture, men are very important to the household. Whereas you look here in America, where you have, in some cases, some women who grow up without a father in their household. So there's some that would say that black women don't know how to deal with black men because they didn't really have a black male in the household to show them a real alpha male. And therefore, when you have a black man who is an alpha male, the black woman may not know how to deal with that alpha male because he's not a simp. And a lot of times you have black women that are meeting these simpy beta male type men who they can run over and run through. I'm just simply saying that these are some of the things that's out there in social media that I'm sure.
And
that
you know what? I'm sitting over here. I'm like, I'm about to get you because it's not. I mean, first of all, if some of the men would know how to treat the women, you know what I'm saying? The women wouldn't be so angry. It goes both ways, you know. And why does a male have to be alpha? You know, it needs to be equal. It doesn't need to be an alpha male and then a subpar woman. No, why can't both of you be equal? Now, just because a woman wasn't raised with a father doesn't mean that she doesn't know how to treat a man, you know, but the man needs to know how to respect and treat, you know, the woman. Yeah, you're going to run over there to the other country because they're going to let you do whatever, you know, you want to do. They're going to let you run over them. They're going to let you talk to them any kind of way. You know, it's not that the black woman is angry. The black woman just has had to be strong. We've had to be the mother and the father so many times that's just, you know, how some black women are. But when you meet a man like the one that I met, you know, that will treat you like an equal and treat you like a lady and treat you like a queen, then that woman may soften up and then you guys are both equal. You know, there's no alpha in this house, whether it be the alpha male or the alpha female. We're both equal and as one. So,
okay. But you know what? Real quick, real quick, right? Like, you know, like earlier I said that about I had to learn how to be a better me, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
But there was a time when, but it's also you got to treat them how they want to be treated. Right. I was always raised the way I've been raised. You know what I'm saying? I respect my mother and this and that. You know, I always knew how to treat a woman. Right. That ain't just happened last week. But every woman don't deserve to get treated in that fashion because they won't, for one, they either won't appreciate it or like you would say, they would treat you like you was simp. Or like you soft if you was, you know, a certain way. So you have to act a certain way according to the chick that you're dealing with.
It goes both ways though. What about the woman that's treating you like a king and things of that nature and doing everything that a woman should do, and then you still go out and do something stupid.
But my point is I can't treat
it goes both ways.
But what I'm saying, I can't treat, and I don't want to say a hood rat or a ratchet type chick, but a chick that just I can't treat a chick that ain't deserving of me treating her, you know, like a queen that don't know nothing like about being a queen.
Just the same.
You know what I'm saying? She ain't gonna appreciate. I'm saying she's not gonna appreciate what I'm doing for her. Yeah. She'd rather have it, you know, me do something more. I'm gonna do something that's gonna make her happy. I'm gonna do something that she like, but she don't like. She might not like the finer thing because she don't know what it's like to be. You know, like when you were saying earlier, like I got this dude where I could take him. He know how to act. I could take him to the Christmas party because he know how to act a certain way.
Right.
You can't take that other chick to that Christmas party because she don't know how to act in that manner. So they don't appreciate those certain things.
But then she just may not be the one for you. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly what I'm saying. But
you're not gonna discount all women like that and say that all women are like that.
No, but you treat them how they want to be treated.
That's why men are going over to Brazil. They want to go and you get whatever you want to get from that Brazilian woman, but you may not get the same strength and the frame of mind, things of that you'll get from strong Black woman.
Let me bring something back.
Bring
it back. It got 3 letters. SPG.
I think what this sounded really dark, and then I think for me.
Okay, go right ahead.
I see on my mother's side of the family is a lot of women, and so the women always said you got to advocate. What I get from the advocate is a stand up of being a man. I remember in '79 when my younger brother was born. I mean, I was like going on 3 months when he was born. My grandmother sat down with me, and she had this talk with me. And she said, listen, the world's going to change. And I'm letting you know, you got to stand up being a man. It's going to be some women out there going to be masculine. Now, I'm just paraphrasing the nice way. I'm just saying the nice way. Okay? But what I get from it, that, again, and women have to understand is that what my grandmother was talking about is about the system. It's about that certain things has changed. But she all let me know, stand up and being as a man. I know for me, as a Black man, I mean, being a Black man, also as women being a woman, we have to learn, we have to understand that each of us made mistakes. And we cannot let the system be like one side. Like as for me, I should have the right, if the Black woman treat me wrong, if I'm doing everything I can to treat her as a queen, and she don't treat me as a queen, I have the right and said, damn it, I don't want to be around you. I don't have to take this shit.
Okay. Now this is
I think those conversations has to happen. Like for me, I always say to myself, and anybody can go to my channel, you got to advocate for yourself first before you treat others. And it goes to a Black man and Black woman. And this is the way I feel, and I'm not going to apologize for it.
Okay.
I am not going to deal with no Black woman. It's not going to treat me equal. That we're not going to do things together. I'm not.
Okay.
And I have the right thing because at the end of the day, I am a human being.
Okay, brother, hang on. I agree with your points, but I'm with you on this, Underrated Darkness, because this is what I'm going to say. This is a question to Girlie Girl and all the ladies in the chat room. And really hear me out. Don't knock me over the head for this, but it's got to keep it real with you. As a man, we are raised all our life that we are supposed to be the provider. We're supposed to be the leader of the household. We're supposed to provide, get a job, provide, or create a job, right? We're supposed to provide you safety, shelter. We're supposed to be able to take you out, open doors for you, show you the finer things in life, take vacations. There's all these things financially and all these things as men that we are supposed to provide in terms of what society says, quote unquote, right? So there's all these things we're supposed to provide. And then when we have kids, we're supposed to be, once again, a good father, a good husband, a good provider, once again. All these things that we're supposed to do, we're supposed to be strong. We're supposed to be sometimes women don't want to have to make all the damn decisions. They want a man to be able to say, baby, we're going here tonight. We're going out to dinner here. We're going there. I already made reservations. Sometimes women don't want to deal with men who are simps, who are babies, crying babies, who can't make decisions. That women don't want to always have men that they have to make decisions for. However, if that's the prerequisite that men are supposed to live up to, that we're supposed to be kings, that we are kings, then why is it that we have a narrative in this society today where women are supposed to be looked at as the prize and men are not really the prize, that we're supposed to look at you as the prize, put you up on a pedestal and do everything we can to attract you? Because if you look at nature, when it comes to like birds, animals, it's the opposite. the peacock has the colorful feathers and not the female. It is the peacock bird, for example, who has the flashy colors on their body that attracts the female. And my thing is, why can't men be the same prize for women that women are supposed to be for men, that we're supposed to wine and dine you? Because we're supposed to do all these things. Aren't we a prize too? Because I feel that we are just as important to be sought after. I know a lot of women will say, hey, I don't chase after men. The man is supposed to chase the woman. You know, in my dating experiences, that's what I always hear. Well, I don't call a man. Well, the man is supposed to chase me. And I'm telling you, in today's society, a lot of brothers are deciding that, you know what, I'm not going to chase women. Okay? I feel that I have value. If the woman wants to get with me or get with my program, she's got to show me a little attention as much as she wants me to show her attention. Now, I know that gets away from traditional values, but I'm saying, do you think that in some ways, if you are a good man, for example, and you deserve to be treated this way, shouldn't women see men that are like this as a prize? Just as we're supposed to see you as a prize. Because even
if you have the right woman, you will. I mean, come on. He is my prize. Okay. I put him on the highest pedestal, and everybody that knows me knows that. So it just depends on the woman that you're choosing. If your woman is not putting you on a pedestal and treating you like the king that you are, then that is not the woman for you. You know, she will. When you find that right woman, she will. I mean, I've dated people before, you know, I dated him, but you know, before we decided to make a commitment, things of that nature, and they didn't get the same treatment that he's getting because I didn't see them as my king, as I see him as my king. And I mean, there's not anything that I would not do for him. And when I speak about him, I only speak about him in the highest regard, So it just depends on, you know, the person. It does. It depends, you know. I mean, that's just how he made me feel. Okay. So if you have a woman or women out there that are doing that, it's not all women. When they meet that right person, then yes.
But that's because I treated you as my queen from the beginning.
But that's because we are soulmates.
And not only that though, but I went through the process. Like, just say for instance, like the first couple times, maybe like the first time, 3 or 4 times we went out to eat, I never, you know, I took it upon myself as a man, like, I'm really interested in this woman, so I'm gonna do like a man should do, and without saying or without thinking about it or without like we going Dutch or anything. No, it ain't about where we go. I'm gonna take care of it. No matter how much I had on me, no matter how tight it might have been, I ain't gonna let her know I got that. But so the first time she came to me and hit me like, where you want to go, baby? You know, I got it. I was like, okay. And then she was like, you know, we going to where we go?
Where did we go?
The seafood spot. We going to let's start with a P.
I don't remember.
My cousin came into town from Detroit.
Oh, Papados.
We went to Papados. Right? So the first time I'm like, oh, we going to Papados? Like, all right. You know, not saying the other spots we go, I ain't spend no bread. I did, but I'm just saying she didn't like try to shortchange me and say, we about to go to Chick-fil-A. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, but that felt good that like, okay, fine. But that whole time, the first couple of times, I wasn't like, okay, you know, like, fuck this. I ain't about to do, because you know what? I felt that she was worth it, and I didn't shortchange her, and she didn't me. And you know, like I always say, you got to give a little to get a little.
Right.
If you ain't putting the shit in it, don't be acting like you should get all of this, you know, respect and all this admiration when you ain't done nothing.
Exactly.
I would like to ask a question though, because I had to admit, you know, me growing up, you know, I'm gonna keep it real on this in the panel real quick. I had bad experience, you know, growing up ever since like middle school and high school. I had bad experience dating sisters. And then when I'm older and wiser now, and just like you guys are saying, it's like there's so many different women out here different beautiful sisters out here. It's like not just because one person act that way doesn't necessarily mean that all sisters act that way. And I think the problem with some of us brothers is we think that one sister treat you bad, that all sisters going to treat you bad, right? So I felt that, you know, obviously it's all about, I mean, if the right person comes along that you have a spirit with, if you have a mindset that this woman is right for you, then you got yourself a queen. And that's what I'm saying, that you can't stereotype all black women and one woman look bad because all black women look bad. But my question to you is, how do you think that this person is right for you in your eyes?
Is that for me, Lions, then, or for?
Yeah, it's for the guests.
How do you know if that person's right for you? Is that what you're asking? Yeah. How do you know?
Yes.
Yes.
You just and people ask me that all the time. I have girlfriends and think, how did you know he was right? It wasn't a specific reason how I knew that he was the one for me. It was just I felt it inside. It was like a spiritual connection. And it's hard for me to explain because it wasn't that. I mean, yes, he treated me like a queen, and yes, I could talk to him about anything, and yes, he listened to me, and yes, he was there. But it was more than that. It was like a spiritual bond. I just knew that I wouldn't stop thinking about him. You know what I'm saying? And he was always on my mind. And if we weren't, you know, I couldn't wait to talk to him again. And I was always thinking about him. And it was like we had this connection.
You know, and for me, it was like similar to, like, you know, I had friends, like, you know, I had chicks that I was cool with, like, I wasn't necessarily messing with, but, you know, I would talk to on a regular or whatever. And then, but, you know, it got to the point where it was like, I told this one person in particular, like, you know what, yo, I met this little shorty, I'm kind of feeling her, you know, I'm gonna see where this go. Yeah. Like, so even then, we wouldn't even know where, but it was like, I just met her and it was just something about her. I was like, I'm going to see where this go. I don't know, it's something about her, you know. So, and I felt like even in the beginning, I didn't want to mess it up. You know, like, it was just something that I felt I didn't want to mess this up. I'm going to let some of this other stuff go because you fellas, you know, or women too, you know, there's people that you meet, but you ain't necessarily just kicking everybody aside for this person you just meet because, you know, you still kind of out there. And normally you wait a while to see if you really feeling this person. I kind of knew it early on and kind of like we started nipping stuff in the bud early, you know. So it's something, it's a feeling. And luckily it was mutual between the both of us.
Okay, let me stop you right there. I'm going to read what Angry Black Man states in the speaker.com chat room. Then I'm going to have Lions Den go over to the YouTube chat room, read what people are saying, because I know there's a lot of stuff in there. I did put another link in the chat room. If anybody wants to come in, I particularly would like another lady to come in because we got a lot of masculine energy on this talk, but we need another female perspective. So if Nicole Ali's out there, August Dreams, True Royal Family, Afrocentric TV, I would love you to come in too, sister. Just click the link and come on, click the link and come on in, so we can get some more female perspective. One of the things I'm going to put on you guys' mind as I get ready to read, let me read this real quick, and then I'm going to put on your mind a statement. This is from Angry Black Man. New couples have to be disciplined enough to leave their baggage at the door as they embark on a new relationship. If not, they are poisoning the new union before it can even grow. Absolutely right, brother. You can poison a union before it grows when you bring negativity already in. Now, let me give you some food for thought as we go in the chat room. Keep this in mind, black men. One of the mistakes that we make in relationships, and I'm guilty of it, is that when we are with a woman, we get that excitement like we're in high school when we first meet them. We're all pumped up with hormones. Woo, I can't wait to see her. You get that excitement. You know, ladies, you have the same thing about men. Then after we have accomplished the goal of conquering men, you know, like I got the woman now. Then we start getting complacent and we stop doing, one of the things that women always say is that he doesn't date me like he used to. He ain't exciting like he used to be. When I want to go out, he want to lay on the couch and look at the damn Cleveland Cavaliers game or the Warriors game, right? Men, I urge you, when you get the woman up that you're meant to be with, don't stop dating your woman. I don't care how long. I think you need to treat your wife or your woman, whoever your mate is, treat them like you're still dating them, like you just met in school. Still, if you keep that up and mix it up with excitement, I mean, come on, have champagne together, have wine. Brothers, put roses in the go come home before she gets home from work. Cook a meal for her. Have candles nicely lit. Have some romantic music. Get down. One of the things I particularly love to do is when the moment is right, is turn the lights down, get the candles lit right in the room, get the massage oil going. You know where I'm going, folks. Massage that body, full body massage, by the way, always full body massage, a little bit of foreplay, get your woman in the mood, treat her like you're still dating her, like you guys just met. Get that excitement going. Go out, take a trip together, take a cruise together. Don't get complacent, because the minute you get complacent, the relationship is going downtown in the tank, and you can bet your bottom dollar on that. I know I said a mouthful, but Lions Den, let's power off some folks in the chat room and read some of the things that they're saying in there.
Well, info, we got Nicole Ali. Nicole Ali's in the building now.
Oh, Nicole Ali, get your butt.
Yes.
Get in this on this panel right now, sister. I need you in here right now.
Also, come on in, Nicole Ali. We need your voice right now. Moving right along, we got Sister Lovely K in the building. Basically, we got some interesting comments as well. Car Show says, men are the prize. It's less of us on earth than woman. Wow. Whoa.
He gonna get himself in trouble like I did.
Yeah.
Right. He continues to say, is Sonya sees you're right, Queen Black Man on YouTube who talks bad about Black woman gets a lot of views on YouTube, which he made a point. Is Sonya sees you're right, Queen Black Man on YouTube. And guess who joined us, ladies and gentlemen? The Royal Queen herself, True Royal.
I need True Royal Queen in the chat room immediately, right now.
He's here. He's already here.
She's been married for some years, and she can bring some wisdom to our conversation tonight. Nicole Ali, come on in, because now what we got myself, Lions Den. So we got a nice balance of female and male energy. We got that light dark matter with the dark matter, which gives us the balance that we need now. So come on in, and while you're getting, I would like the couple, Girlie Girl and my man ManDeleon, to speak upon what I just
ManDeleon.
ManDeleon. I'm sorry, brother. I'm bad with names, but I would like you to maybe speak upon what I just said about how we as Black men, we gotta continue dating our women. We can't get complacent because we got them.
Yeah.
Keep that lotion going. Keep them lights, the candles burning.
So let me say this real quick, because it was something you said early on when you started going into that. Luckily, I'm lucky enough that my girl, we sit and watch the Cavs game, or we watch sports. Like, she a Falcons fan. Like, she like football. So like I said, when we met, we had a lot of things that was similar. Like, so we ain't gotta be in the other room watching the game while she doing something else. No, it's like, baby, what time the game come on? You know what I'm saying? Are we gonna go make us some wings? We gonna sit down, we gonna do this and that. You know,
we still date.
We still date, right? Like we come on, or what we about to do? We done went to the store, we done went to the liquor store, we good, we about to eat good. We're gonna watch some old Black exploitation movies. What we trying to watch? You know, because like I said, we enjoy similar stuff.
ManDeleon's extremely romantic. Everything that you were saying is things that he does. He does the roses in the bath and the flowers, bringing things home, and he cooks. You know,
I cook more than anything.
He cooks.
So.
He does all that. We take trips. We go on cruises. We try to take 2 trips a year. You know, I mean, it's important, because you get complacent and bored, and then it's like you're looking at that person like he's the same old. You know what I'm saying?
Not only that, we support each other in each other's endeavors. You know?
Right.
Like whatever it is, like I just always let her know, like whatever decision she make, I got her back. Like and like I genuinely got her back. Like I'm not just saying it, like, you know, just for whatever. Like I really support her, like whatever it is. you know. So it's just a good feeling. It's really a good feeling knowing, you know, when I really came to the point I realized that she cared for me genuinely, like, and it wasn't just for whatever we could do for each other or for whatever convenience it was.
Yes.
You know, that really made a difference, because I've been in situations where you in a situation y'all think y'all, but it's just something missing. Yeah. It's just something ain't right. Or, you know, when you was talking earlier about people being selfish and not being selfish, you know, you still on some real selfish shit when you really about you.
Yes.
You know, so it's that time where I care enough about this person where I'm a compromise. I care enough about this person where I'm not going to be as selfish, and I'm going to think a little bit more about myself and what I feel. I genuinely care about what this person feels. Or if they upset, I care because you bothered. I'm not happy either.
Okay.
Exactly.
Okay. True. Let me just say something. We got True Royal Family on, the Queen herself. I don't know how much of the program you've had a chance to chime in and listen to, sister, tonight. We're talking about relationships and Black love, and you've been in a very committed relationship for many years. You are our elder on here. Give us some words, sister.
All right, my royal family, as always. How's the royal family? Pray that everyone is doing well. Well, my royal family, I've been married 19 years. And when my husband married me, he had 4 children. I had 4 children. I'm wife number 4. He's husband number 2. And what I have learned is that we all have a position in our relationship. And I have learned to stay out of his way, because women, we have a tendency to get in the man's way because we want certain things done in a certain way. Respect the way that he do it. The way our relationship is, I want my husband to always feel like there is a sense of freedom. He is not trapped. He is not pinned down. He's free. And a man will always come back to you when they feel free. Man, now just to briefly tell y'all, a lot of y'all know I'm a welder. My husband's an iron worker. We're retired now, but that's where I met him in that field. So I'm out there fixing stuff right with him. He likes that kind of stuff. It's kind of funny to me because some things you don't even know how to do, like pour concrete and all that. I'll just jump right in. I'll just go in there and show him. So yeah, and what's ironic, he does all the cooking.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah. Once we stop working, I was burnt out, so he takes over the cooking, and I appreciate that. But what I wanted to share even deeper, the measure of a relationship, believe it or not, is when crises and stuff come through. And I got hurt at work pretty bad, so I live in chronic pain. But there was a period where it was real bad for 6 years straight. The pain would not go away. And my husband took care of me because I wasn't in a good place. And while I was going through that, my father passed, my grandfather passed, my grandmother passed, my other grandfather passed, my mother passed, my uncle passed. And it was heavy to not be well, and then you're watching these relatives pass. And I noticed that he rises to the occasion when there is maybe a lot of stress going on or just difficult times. I was like, wow, he's really good in a crisis. My husband has never bought me flowers, but he is very, very kind to me. He don't show 2 faces. What you see is what you get, because the first husband, he showed one face to the public and another face to me, and I felt like it was disingenuous. disingenuous and everything. I have the utmost respect for him because he's really seen me go through some heavy things. And one thing that I do with him is I let him know how special he is. I say, you are wonderful. You are the grandest of the grandest of the grandest. You are my king. And I make a point to even show him full respect in the public because we look like oddballs showing each other respect. You know, they don't want to see Black love because Black love is a threat. Like I said before, Dr. Francis Cressers Welding said, when a Black woman and a Black man make love, that's a revolutionary act because you possibly will birth one of these royals that will impact society. So they fear that. So y'all have to realize the reason why the enemy act the way that they do towards us, they see the kingdom in us. And some of us don't even see the kingdom in ourselves. We are that powerful. So I'm going to always emphasize how royal we are. We are chosen. We are special. We are not supposed to mirror and conform to the system. And do not make your individual household a war zone. You're already fighting a war when you step out of that door. At least make your home, however you want to mirror it, peaceful. And one thing that I told my husband, I said, I'm not going to put up with your shit. He said, I'm not going to put up with yours. I said, this going to work. I like that kind of stuff. So we know how to argue without assassinating each other's character. I have never called him out his name. He's never called me out my name. Believe that.
Let me ask you something, Queen. One of the things that I think is very important is that when you come home from work, I mean, I've heard brothers complain about this. When we come home from a hard day's work, from dealing with this system, you know what I'm talking about. This racist system that we have to deal with out there. A lot of times, a lot of Black men say, "Hey, I just want to be able to come home, take a shower, unwind a little bit," before you start telling me. Before my woman or my wife tells me all these issues that she wants me to deal with, like, hey, I need you to put out the garbage. Give a brother a chance to unwind himself, get his
stay out of his way.
We're out there in that world dealing with white supremacy, dealing with white racism, and sometimes, like you said, we just want to come home to a peaceful household. I remember when I was married, I was telling my wife the same thing. I just want to come home to peace first. She knew how I was when I got home from work. I was a little bit on edge and I had to bring it all down. And once I took a shower, brought it all down a little bit, then it was easier for me to hear what she had to say about her day, because we know that Black women go through things too. But I think that that's something that we can learn a lesson from, that don't bombard each other when we first get through the damn door. Give each other time to bring it all down, because we're both out there in this world dealing with this, you know what, this enemy that's trying to destroy us.
Great point.
I love listening to her. Let me tell you, I love listening to women that I can learn from, queens that, you know, give us knowledge, because couples like me and ManDeleon that we've been together 2 years, and some people are like, okay, y'all haven't been together long enough. In the Black community, 2 years is an eternity. You have people that date and break up and date multiple people and do things of that nature early on. Their relationships don't last beyond 1 month. So for us to be together 2 years, to listen to a queen like this that has been married as long as she has, it gives us the opportunity to know, okay, you know, baby, we can be that. You know, just like people who are newly dating that might have only been dating a month, look at us and say, we can do that. So you have to build, you know. I would never look at someone and say, you haven't been together long enough. No, I mean, it takes time to get to that point, because the queen who was married 19 years was once together for 2 years, and she's given us things that can give us fuel for our relationship to know this can work and we can be at a status where she is. So I love listening to your commentary.
And not only that, you gotta start somewhere. You gotta start somewhere to get to those points. And yeah, the whole thing is for us to continue to grow. Like, you know, I ain't perfect. We ain't perfect. We get that. But not only that, like I was saying earlier, the stuff that I've been through and realize what I need to do to become a better man to when I finally get that one that's deserving of those things or those other qualities, you know, then it's a beautiful thing. And then, you know, that's what makes it. We ain't young, you know, we both in our mid-40s. It ain't like, you know what I'm saying, we just start, we 20 something or we millennials or something. You know what I'm saying? So, but we had points in our life where, you know, we know what we want. We are older on set in our ways, but we can appreciate the same things. So it just makes it easier going forward. I mean, we go through stuff, but we done, even early on, we done been in situations where, you know, it was trying, but like she said, in those 2 years, it seemed like an eternity in a sense, because it don't really seem like, to us, it seems like we've been together longer than we have.
Okay.
You know, so, but it's to us, you know, and we might be in the beginning thing, but it's a beautiful thing. So I'd rather continue living this beautiful thing than thinking negative on waiting for the hammer to drop, because I know like a lot of your friends was like, girl, y'all knew, and he ain't gonna keep being like that. Oh, he bought you, he buying you this, he shoes, you know, all this old stuff. Like, I was doing stuff because that's what I like to do. I wasn't doing nothing to live up to nobody's standard, to nobody thing. I do things that I like to see her smile. I like to see her happy. I feel like if she happy, we good.
Let me just make one point here. I think one thing that we need to stop doing as a people, and as it relates to relationships, that is Black men as well as Black women in particular, stop listening to your girlfriends or your friends who are involved, who are interfering in your relationship and trying to tell you about your relationship, yet they don't have a successful relationship themselves. A lot of times I've talked to female friends who they have friends who have no successful relationship, giving them advice about their relationship. And they don't even have a man themselves that they can say, hey, this is an example of how I'm being treated. Why is your man? Stop listening to people who themselves who are not in relationships. They're making mistakes. They're trying to tell you about your mistakes. Listen to people who are successful in relationships. Listen to people that's been together for years and ask them, give me wisdom. How does it work? So this is why I wanted True Royal Queen, True Royal Family to come on and give these pearls, because she has experience. She was married a long time. She's breaking. One of the things that she said that I thought was beautiful is that we have to learn to get out of each other's way sometime. Give ourselves each other time to breathe and spread our wings a little bit, and come back together. And I cannot say this anymore. As Black men, you have to continue dating your women. Whether you're married or you've been together for a long time or not, continue dating them as if you first met them. Continue doing things that are exciting and little things that people forget about, like good morning. I was just thinking about you. You'd be surprised how the little things are so important, just to let that person know that you're thinking about them. Send them a text message, calling them up, letting that person know every day that you wake up, I love you, and mean it, not by your words, but by your actions. So that's my 2 cents I want to throw in there. Lions Den, do you have anything in the chat room? Anything that people are stating in the chat room that you can share with us, brother?
Yes. Marcella Muhammad says both of your guests says they love each other, but I guess not enough to marry you. Queen I know who I am says give each other their space and time alone. I'm gonna scroll in the back real quick. Give me 1 second here. Okay, Avery Hart says be willing to put in the work, prioritize respect, minimize the egos if you want it to work.
Let me just get to that chat message that in there. I'm gonna tell you right now. They stated to us very directly. They said they've been dating for 2 years. It does not mean that they're not going to get married. They've been dating for 2 years. I believe personally, because I went through this with my own, that you should take your time to get to know a person more and more, whether you're living with them or not, before you jump into marriage. It's not something that you know what's crazy about our society? When you go, I know in the Catholic Church, when you have a child, you have to go through training for baptism. Okay. When I was married, my wife's side of the family, they were Catholic. Okay. And they went through the whole process of baptism. We had to go through a whole week-long class. We don't have any classes or courses in this country
Hey, and I'm glad you said that. Hey, I'm glad you said it that way. And just to let you know, I am following the chat, the YouTube chat. And to Miss Muhammad, you know, my man said a lot, but just to let you know, when I do, it'll be special and it'll be the right time.
Yes.
It won't be just we talking about it, having a conversation, and like you put me in the spot or nothing. Trust and believe, it'll be the right time, it'll be the right moment, and all of that, and it'll be special.
Look. You two have been together for 2 years. We don't want you to be a statistic where you end up being one of those people who rush to marriage. Next thing you know, you're divorced. America has a very serious problem with this, with people getting married very, very quick and they get a divorce. Of course, you can be together you can be dating someone for years and still get a divorce, but we have a very serious problem in this country around marriage and people being together for long periods of time. Now, Sister Nicole has been waiting very patiently, so I want to go to her and get her words of wisdom, bring it back to True Royal family again, give her words of wisdom again, then bring it back over to my man, back over to the couple, or back over to Lions Den, and then back to the couple, and then back into the chat room. Let's go there. Let's do that kind of route. Go right ahead, Sister Nicole, Ali.
Good evening, y'all. Thank you. I don't think I have much words of wisdom, but sorry, I'm still under the weather. But
yes, you do, sister.
I'll go back to
never limit your wisdom. You have some wisdom experiences. Come on now.
I guess. Thank you. But I wanted to go back to what you said. I agree with a lot of the comments everyone's making. This is a great conversation. But I call it the 3 M's: your mom, the media, and your manless female friends. There is really nothing that they can do for you in your particular situation, because the energy is not the same. Every person's energy is different. Yes. Now, they can give you things based on their experiences, but if your mother has had negative experiences with relationships, you know, abuse, miscommunication, divorce, multiple marriages, and she has not been able to identify a common denominator or some kind of common thread that has caused a lot of negativity or the failure of the relationships, then that's not really a source that for me, that would not be a source of my like ideas or helping me to reach a goal for a more positive relationship. And that's a hard thing people have to recognize. I've had to recognize that for myself personally. My parents, their relationship, their marriage is not the best. They do their best, they do what they can, but it's not like the ideal, right? I don't think any relationship is the ideal, but I have other people that I draw from. And in my relationship personally, I had to recognize that what happened in my past with previous relationships where there was, I mean, I'm gonna be real, where there was abuse, where there was like verbal, physical assault, like straight out stalking, like all this type of stuff. I had to separate that from who I'm with now. And we've only been together for like a year and a half. But his spirit is totally different from everybody else in the past. And I had to be patient with him. And I didn't even like expect him to, he's like an angel compared to all that. And he just, I don't know, it's like hard to explain. Like his energy is just so positive and warm. Everything he says, everything he does, I listen to what he says. And one thing I will say, ladies who have been in abusive relationships or who have been raised to think that you don't need to submit to a man, you're going to fail every time. So that's one main thing I've learned is submitting is all it means is to agree.
Okay, so Nicole,
right?
let me ask you a question.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad you brought this up. A lot of times, men, we will say that we do want. Let's just be honest here.
Right.
And I'm just be honest. I'm a man. I feel that I'm a masculine man in different ways. I do want my woman to submit to me, but I think that word sometimes scares sisters away because they look at it as meaning, oh, I'm a slave to you. No. This doesn't mean you're a slave. This is my thing. If I'm working, I'm paying the bills, I'm treating you good, I'm doing things to treat you treating you like you are very important. I'm putting you on a pedestal. Okay. That I'm taking you out. I'm doing things for you. I talk to you with respect. I listen to you. I have genuine conversations. And just for the purpose of this show tonight, if I'm putting it down in the bedroom, you know what I mean? And I'm putting it down, then why in the hell can you not say this is a man that I'm submitting to? Because to submit is to mean to surrender your love to that person. If I am I'll be honest with you, as a man, if a woman is doing those things for me that I just told you, guess what? I'm going to surrender myself over to her. Okay?
Right.
Now, the masculinity in me says, don't do that. You're not supposed to do that. You're going to be a simp. You're a beta male. All this mid-tile crap that we hear on YouTube is telling black men that's being a simp if you submit yourself to the woman. No, if you got the right woman and she's treating you right, it's nobody's damn business what you do with that woman, how you treat that woman. It's only your business between you and her because you're on the same wave page. I mean, same wavelength. I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
You can hear does anything I said make any sense, or I'm just talking out of my left eye or left neck?
It makes sense because I mean, like I said, but okay, when you read people like Shahrazad Ali, for instance, like she has said, and many other people have said, like submission is only, you just agree. When we go to the beauty supply store, I'm going to a black-owned beauty supply store tomorrow because I'm gonna put some braids back in my hair. I'm gonna submit and agree to buy 7 packs of hair, okay, to do my braids. I'm gonna submit to give the black woman behind the counter my money. She's going to agree with the money I give her, and she's going to give me a receipt. Okay, that shows that I have submitted to her to get the product that I get from the store. Exactly. You submit when we were going to Starbucks, you were submitting and going in there and getting that nasty behind coffee. Okay, you would submit when you go to McDonald's. You submit when you go to your job and get a check. Okay, you submit when you swipe your card at the gas station. That's all submission. You agreeing to pay your money to get a product or service in return. I don't see what the problem is with a lot of us. I think, well, based on society and how it is formulated for us to appear to act, how we're supposed to act in society, that could be one reason. Okay. Why? But that's another reason for us to separate spiritually from the system as much as we can. Okay. Because that brings us right back to our nature. I'm not just saying females submitting to men. I'm saying the other way. It works the other way as well.
Mm-hmm. Well,
for my relationship anyway.
There's a brother. I want to let everybody know out there. Brother Keith Newsom has a program. Make sure you subscribe to his channel. Check him out. He's on YouTube, Brother Keith Newsom, and he talks about dark black matter, which we as black people come from. And he says, if I'm not mistaken, that black women represent the dark matter, black men are the light matter when we come together as one in love. And then it's like the big boom, bam, right? When we're together as one, like the African Unk, we're unstoppable. That's what created the universe. It was us. Okay, we are the people that did it. So that's why what he says is that's why he says the whole idea of homosexuality, man being with man and woman being woman, it's not natural. It's not natural because it doesn't go in harmony. It's like a charge that doesn't fit. There's not a positive and negative. Men and women, we have a positive or negative charge, and we come together and it fits. their charge it doesn't meet right. And this is why we have to keep in mind the importance of why we need Black love, we need Black relationships, because like I said earlier, we have a lot on television and movies that are trying to change the narrative of what relationships are as it relates to Black people. I remember Neil, and this is going to probably catch a lot of people off guard. Neely Fuller made a statement. I was listening to him on a radio show one evening, and he said that the white male's anus will become the Black male's new vagina, with the way they're pushing this sexual stuff on television and movies. I know it sounds crazy what I say. He says that it's become the new vagina for the Black male. Mm-hmm. That's what he's saying in terms of what's going on, and you know, in our society and everything like that. And we have to, I think we have to fight against this sort of stuff. And men, I think Black men, we need to stand up and be responsible for the mistakes that we make in relationships. We can't just blame it on women. Women make their mistakes, and men, we make a hell of a lot of mistakes. If you're messing around with different women and telling a woman that you're committed to her, you're messing up. Okay? If you are a man that likes to mess around with different women, and I'm not sitting up here prescribing to it, don't get involved in a relationship with say that I'm your only man. If you're going to mess around, tell the women that you get involved with, tell them, I want an open relationship. I want to be able to see who I want to see and do what I want to do. Let people know. Then they have a choice if they want to get involved in your foolishness. Okay? Mm-hmm. That's my little anthem for the night.
I mean, when you were saying the you were talking about energy with male and female. I mean, relationship is like a battery. So with Keith Newsom, what he was talking about with an ankh, male and female principle coming together, you have the positive and negative, a cathode and an anode. And women, we are the negative principle, and males are the positive principle, because of him comes the seed. And I know there's women that will say, I'm not negative. Okay, you're being negative, saying you ain't negative. Okay. And it's not even like that. Like, you're being negative, like having an attitude. The negative frequency directs the positive frequency. So you are the rudder under the water. The man is the boat on top of the water. And you're the rudder under the water, directing the boat in different directions, helping him to stay afloat. Oh. Okay, that's how I see that. That's how I interpret that. That's how a battery operates. The negative directs the current of energy. Currency can be money. Currency can be energy. Currency can be, different days of the week. Like Information Man said earlier, you come home, you want to take some time to decompress. You need to allow him to expel that energy, and then come to him with what you need to tell him, and that has to be set up before communication. Being a good communicator as a female, all that works together in that way.
Wow.
Thank you. I must say it's kind of refreshing to hear these type of conversations from both sides. Yes. And I'm loving the terminology, because I'm somebody that's I started rocking unks when I was like 14, 15, right? And when I did it, I did it with the understanding of what it meant, and like you were saying, the union between a man and a woman, and the positive energy and the whole nine. But every time something becomes a trend and people wear it because they seeing people on TV, I stop wearing it. Like, I feel like it's time where I can start wearing my unk again, because the trend and died down, and I can wear it for what it's for. When people approach me and ask me what it is, I can educate you and enlighten you on what it really means, and on some stuff, and not go all into So, but it's really refreshing to have these type of conversations, and because a lot of people that know us and listen to us on Tasty Talk on Tuesdays and stuff like that, we talk about relationship, but also, you know, it can get explicit. It can get explicit because we grown. Okay. You know, whatever it is that we talk about. You know.
Can you remind everybody for the purpose, because there's some new people that's come aboard, like True Royal Queen and Nicole Alley. Remind everybody the shows that you do on the platforms that you're on, just so everybody knows so that they can start catching your programs. And I know you do DJing and producing too, brother. So let everybody know so that we can support what you're doing.
Okay, yes. We have several shows, several podcasts. We have 5 of them. The one that ManDeleon was just talking about was Tasty Talk. It's a love and relationship show, but it gets very explicit because
it's
like
grown
you said,
and sexy conversation.
Right, grown. So there's like no holds bar. You say whatever you want to say. We say whatever we want to say because it's just me and him, as we do every day. We just do it over the podcast. So it gets real explicit, but it's really fun. And there's a lot of people that follow us that are in your chat right now, so they can tell you that's Tuesdays at 9.
On Spreaker.com.
On Spreaker, SPREAKER.com. You can also find us on iHeartRadio,
the TuneIn
app, and things like that. So that's the Tuesday show.
And let me say this: is ManDeleon and Girlie Girl Tasty Talk on Tuesday.
Right. And then
is that 9 p.m. Eastern?
Say it again. Repeat.
Yeah, 9 o'clock Eastern. Mm-hmm. Yes,
because
we reside in Atlanta. We're in Atlanta, Georgia.
Right.
Oh, okay. So all right.
Yeah, and then on Friday, ManDeleon has a show that he does. It's like a pop-up show, and that's on Friday evening. It can be anywhere between 9 and 11 that he'll go on and do a different genre of music, a great music show.
It could be anything between like old school hip hop. I got like volumes like 1 through 4, hip hop heads only. I got shows where I play like strictly old school funk, you know, Parliament, you know, Boosie,
right.
Zapp and Roger, and then, but even with that, in all our shows, we play great old school music, like old school R&B.
Yeah, and then on Saturday, I have a show that comes on at 9 o'clock a.m. It's called Songs That Your Mama Used to Play While Cleaning the House Up back in the day on a Saturday morning. So I kind of just play a lot of 70s, you know, songs, just grooves that we used to grow up to and listen to. Fun stuff that we used to listen to. I used to clean up the house back in the day. So that's on Saturday. And then Sunday, we have 2 shows. 5 o'clock is my show, Girlie Girl World, which is just my show talks about intriguing, thought-provoking topics, relevant topics that are going on today, along with great music. And that's at 5. And then at 9 o'clock, ManDeleon has his show called Behind Closed Doors, which is a little bit of everything.
You know, on that show, I have a lot of times I'm actually getting back to where I'm having like my independent artist spotlight. So even though I'm playing like old school R&B, you know, I might have like an independent artist, you know, a nice song. Like maybe 2 weeks ago, I had Upper Reality out of Texas on the show. She's a great neo soul artist. Tomorrow, I'm actually having Timothy Beidelman, who's actually a new author. He has a great book out that just came out called Love and Affliction. So that's show he's going to be on there tomorrow. I'm having an interview with him on there. But like I said, you know, we have like grown conversation topics, but you know, also on Behind Closed Doors, you know, I had those serious conversations. You know, just like whatever. You never know when you tune into Behind Closed Doors. And not only that, like in my 11 o'clock hour, because I do a 3-hour show, I do like the Behind Closed Door lines where I kind of slow it down. And it's just like some old school baby making music from like 11 to 12. So, you know.
And I'm reading y'all's chat right now. And Big L is in there saying, give us some tasty talk. Give us some tasty talk. We not on our platform right now, Big L.
Well, no, let me just say something right here. Big L has been rocking with me and Lions Den since the very beginning. So I got to give him much love out there.
Yes.
But to be honest with you, I wanted you to talk just like you talk on your show and keep it completely real. This audience can handle realness. But let me just say this for the sake of all the time and everything. I'm going to swing it over to True Royal Queen so she can say a few words. And I'm going to let everybody know that all of your times of your shows and the names of them, I'm going to have you all mail that to me so that I can put it in the description of this video. so that
Okay,
when people come back and look at this video again, I'm gonna, like I told you, I'm gonna put a fantastic thumbnail on there. I got to get a picture of you two, so I can make a incredible. I love doing thumbnails. Make an incredible thumbnail for you, and then I'm gonna put the links in there of all the shows that they're talking about, folks, so that when you all look at this on a repeat, if you wanted to specifically go in there to get their links, I'm gonna put it in the description once I have a chance to do some more edit to the live stream tonight. With that said, True Royal Queen, I know you've been patient listening and sitting back. You have any words? You've heard a lot that we've said so far.
Oh, so what I'm going to close with, my royal family. I know I often repeat myself, but I have to do it again. I want the royal family to fully remember who they are. Take some time with self. I would encourage you to possibly do it in the sun, because you're getting a lot of messages. Remember, the sun is black. I'm just learning about that. So I'm driving that in the ground. But anyway, if you take the time to go sit with yourself and really absorb who you are, remember, we are chosen. Our Father seen something so beautiful and divine in us before we ever came to earth to choose us to deal with the tyranny that we are dealing with right now. And then what makes us even extra special, we were selected to see the first phases of Babylon fall. And it's amazing times, it's some crazy times that we are in, but there is no need to worry, my royal family, because in order to be chosen, our Father knew that we could really deal with this. And we have duties and we have responsibilities as being the chosen ones. And it is my duty and responsibility to always remind you how beautiful and divine you are. And I often say, because not everybody do videos, I often say, render your voice with your beautiful divine words. And also, when you are speaking, you got to realize that you are speaking in the universe and you are also speaking to our fathers. Don't ever refer to yourself as sorry. You come from royal stock. All right. And realize when you are around the enemy, they are rejecting you because royalty has shown up. And we don't really realize what we illuminate to the enemy. There's a reason why our Father said, ye be separate. Now we know that in order to have God or Yah, we need the woman and the man. We need that. We are that powerful. Don't apologize for who you are. Use your royal energy. And also, don't give the enemy your energy. Now, the way to beat white supremacy, some of the way, I don't have the total answer, talk to the enemy as little as possible. As little as possible. Don't give them that, because they are a parasite to us. See, their ultimate goal is to drag us to hell, where we have everlasting damnation in hell. No, we're not having that. I've already spoke that into the universe, because we will see each other in the kingdom. And also start imagining how you want your mansion to look. I got music all piped in minds already. Start manifesting that in your psyche. So, last thing, how's the royal family? I pray that everyone is doing well.
Hey, wait a minute. Hey, royal family, listen to that. Let me play something for you.
All right.
Something for you. I think everybody will be able to hear it. Let me see. I hope I hit the right one. Oh no, I know what I gotta do. I gotta put it in here. Here we go. We're gonna play it again. I pray that everyone is doing well. I got her forever as a soundbite. She'll forever be immortalized.
Tickled by that, huh?
I just love it. Hey, Gab Talk Media, brother, I know that you are a family man. So I sent you a link. There's a link in the chat room. I sent you a personal link by my phone. Come on in because I know you are a family man. You're a man about solutions. I just want to get a few of your words before we end the stream tonight. Because I have a few more questions I want to ask before we put a crescendo on tonight. But come on in and give us some of your family man talk, brother, because I know you're about solutions. Lions Den, and you know what, a True Royal family, I know you were doing a stream, and I was praying and hoping to God that at some point in time when your stream was at its conclusion, that you would be able to come over because we needed this element that you brought to the table and your wisdom. And Nicole Ali, you underestimated yourself, sister, because you came in here and you dropped some mad science, okay, on us with the stuff that you were saying.
I tried.
Never underestimate your knowledge, sister. You're wise. You're wise. We're always learning. We're always learning, but don't ever, as a True Royal family would say the same thing to me, never say you're sorry and never lessen yourself, okay? So I'm going to put it on YouTube. Don't lessen yourself like that again. Don't ever want to hear you say something like that with your mouth.
Please forgive me.
So, Lions Den, before we swing back around to our guests, and I'm hoping that Gab Talk Media will come on in and bless us with a few words. I left a link in there for you, brother, and I also send you another link through my phone. Lions Den, name some of the folks in the chat room, and if you pick up any interesting chats in there that they put out.
We got Gillette in the house. Car Show is in the building. Adventures of Truck Driving Diva in the building. Brother Deleon is in here. We got Jewel, Big L, house. Car Show. We got Be Fabulous You in the building. Driving Diva in the building. We got Ultra Judah Linus in the building. Basically, that's about it so far.
Okay, and there's people that are watching that are not technically. Oh, just so you know, everybody, I did create another channel. I'm going to create a whole bunch more, but the channel that I do have created as of right now is just called Information Man without the show on it. So if you do have a chance, those that are listening on Facebook Live, listening on all the platforms, Speaker, iHeart, Google, all the platforms that we're on Speaker, and in the YouTube stratosphere. Just if you have a chance, go over to the Information Man. That's all it's called. And you'll see that I created like a new channel and I don't have any content up there yet. And go ahead and subscribe because I have to prepare myself in case they decide to snatch my channel if we get into controversial conversation. And I did announce earlier today, after being on the stream, on True Royals Family stream the other day, folks made good points. And I took those points to heart because I think the Drake video that we did about blackface will probably be, I know you can never say never because we don't know what's coming down the pipeline, but I think it will be the last video that I'm going to do that's talking about these celebrities and all this other gossip type stuff. I want to stick to more stuff like this, getting guests on to talk about real things that impact Black people as of now. So that's the direction that you're going to see the most of my content. And as you can tell, I have a mixed bag of content, but this is where I really want to focus on. And I do have the African Esquire, who I've been waiting to hear from, and I don't know if I will. She probably sent me an email, and I got to check my email. I was supposed to do a interview and live stream with her Sunday at 12 o'clock p.m., which will be Western time. But if it doesn't happen this weekend, it'll happen next week. If I don't have it, if I'm not on with her, I'm bringing a brother on by the name of Kelly Cash. He is a brother who has a YouTube channel. I met him through Search for Uhuru. He was having an interview with him. This is a brother who has a PR firm. He's a businessman, and he actually represents some of the YouTubers in terms of PR for them. He talks about traveling to different parts of the world. So he's a business guy. He's an entrepreneur. He's got a lot to offer, and I'm going to bring him on tomorrow if I'm not on with African Esquire tomorrow. And if I am on with her, I will bring him on next week. And if I'm not on with her, I'll bring her on next week. I just got to make contact with her. She told me that she would be available this weekend, but she's a very busy sister and I love her. So with that said, let me give a clap to my man, the the one and only Gab Talk Media. He's coming in, folks. Information is power. With that said, Gab Talk Media, I need you to bless us with some words. You are a family man. We're talking about Black love and relationships tonight. You probably heard a little bit of the discussion. Brother, you being a family man yourself, what do you want to add to this whole thing about Black love and relationships? Uh-oh, is he muted?
I don't think so.
I'm not hearing him. Is he, brother? Let me see. Muted. Okay, then I can't hear him. What's going on here?
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
God, yes. Thank you. I was afraid that something was malfunctioning. Thank you.
That's me being amateur over here with this computer, bro.
Okay, did you hear the clap that I gave for you, the introduction that I gave for you, like you were a boxer or something?
Oh yes, sir, bro. I feel like Drake.
Oh no, we're not gonna go down that rabbit hole again. I learned my lesson. Brother, you are a family man, right? Uh-oh, we're having another technical difficulty again. Oh God, I so hope this is. Brother, can you hear me?
Yeah, turn up his volume.
Okay.
Oh, there he is. Okay.
Okay. Uh-oh, he's off the panel right now. I don't know what happened. Oh, there he is. He's back now. Brother, can you hear us? Can you hear me? I think he's having some technical difficulties, folks, and I'm sorry about this. As soon as he is able to come in.
Can you hear me?
Okay, now we can hear you. We're having a couple of technical. Am I wrong or right? You're a family man, right?
Yes, sir. 24 years now.
Woo! You've been married for 24 years?
Yes, sir.
Oh my God, we're talking about Black love and relationships. Brother, with the time that we got, brother, let us know, how did you meet, if you don't mind, brother, tell us, how did you meet your wife? What's been keeping you together for 24 years?
Man, I met my wife out one night at a function, and my wife was so funny about that I don't think she ever went out to a function like that again. It's like she was one of those kind of quiet people that didn't go out a lot, but I got lucky and met her that night. So that's how we met, and I didn't take her home or nothing. But the way we did it, man, was kind of organic. As she was in college and I was working for the government, and we both had a Christian background at the time. It was funny. I moved on into some other studies and started studying Islam and some things that I thought would probably wind up breaking us up. And in fact, I was told by a couple preachers that we was unequally yoked and they was trying to break us up. And somehow we didn't agree.
We got folks shaking their heads when you said that statement.
Yeah. And somehow, we didn't agree. And we both started to, kind of study our own thing, because it seemed like the forces in the world was trying to keep us apart, as it does the Black community. So we had like a macrocosm of the microcosm, going on right between us in our house. And the secret to that, I would say, staying together, man, is really learning to listen and humble yourself, and listen for the understanding, and not always listening to try to be right, because that's what I used to do all the time. I used to listen to the points in the arguments so that I could win the argument, not to try and figure out what it is that's bothering my wife. And sometimes she would do the same thing, and that went on for a while. And we learned eventually to listen to each other sincerely with our hearts. And I think that's kind of like really the secret, is that type of love, to really understand where we're coming from and figure out how we can build each other's weaknesses up using our individual strength. And we've made it. We've been fortunate and lucky. I want to say lucky as well, brother. Blessed, if whatever language you speak, blessed to make it this long. And we haven't been apart. Some people have been married a long time, but they done broke up for 2-3 years sometimes. And I've been lucky enough, man, that I think I left the house one time for 3 days, stayed with a cousin or something.
Wow.
We couldn't see eye to eye. But yeah, we held it down since then. I don't know if I answered your question, but
no, you did.
Yeah.
See, this is what this shows me. This narrative in society that black men don't marry black women, that black men are not committed to their families and their children. It's all bovine excrement. It's bullshit. There are a lot of black men out here that are doing just what you're doing, brother. Been married for 24 years. Unfortunately, I'm divorced 10 years now, but was married for 12. But there are black men that are committed to being in committed relationships, such as marriage. We seem that sometimes we may think that that's not true because we're getting all the negative, which is coming off of the tele-lie, that tele-lie box, and it's coming from their newspapers, okay, that lie about us, these magazines, these, and then we get these propaganda articles that come from our own websites, or we think they're our websites, like The Root, where they came out with that article saying that black men are the new enemy to black women. Okay, that was some bovine excrement. No, we're not. They're trying to put confusion in there to create dissension between black men and black women, which is why I don't go for all of this narrative that you see on YouTube, where you got people talking about mid-tile and black women that look. Black men, we got problems too. We may say that, I don't like a black woman's attitude. Well, we got problems too. Our drawers has got boo-boo in it too, okay? Let's be honest. Okay, we're not perfect. And I just wanted to say that. I just wanted to say that out because we got examples here. There's many other people in the chat room and people that's probably listening to us that are in relationships, whether married or not. Okay, they're in relationships and they're trying to make the best out of it. You heard True Royal.
Can I say something real quick?
Go right ahead, brother. Go right ahead.
It's that comment that you made about brothers and not liking sisters and their attitudes and this and that, or you know what? And I learned at a young age when I was a teenager that I hated that comment because when I looked at brothers that, I ain't got no problem, to each his own. Like if you mess with who you mess with, right? But my issue was with brothers that said I don't mess with sisters at all, and this is why, right? But the way I always looked at that, when brothers said they didn't mess with sisters because they felt like their attitudes, they was angry or whatever. No, what it really was, and what I really took it, because I looked at the women that they messed with, regardless of who they were. They wanted women that, as we would say earlier, will be submissive, or women that wouldn't challenge your intellect, right? So when you want things easy and you want things simple and you don't want somebody to challenge your intellect or something like that, you take the lesser, right? You take the lesser road instead of saying, hey, this is what, but to me, I always looked at it in a sense where, I like a challenge for one, and then, ain't nothing worth, anything worth having is worth fighting for, or worth giving a damn, or worth trying, right? You gonna just give me something so easy. What ended up happening? You dog them out. You talk to them any old kind of way. You talk to them crazy, and but then that's what you dealing with. You dealing with a bunch of craziness that ain't got nothing to do with nothing, or it just ain't good for you. You see what I'm saying? The situation ain't good. Whatever you're dealing with, like it just ain't a good situation. Because I done had cousins and people that I hang with, they want this type of chick because you could talk to them crazy and you can say, go shut the fuck up and get up out of here and blah, blah, blah. Like, I don't want no woman that I gotta go tell shut the fuck up every day in front of company and around people. I don't want to talk to her. This is my queen. I want to look at her as one and know that we ain't gotta talk like that. Like we can have arguments and cuss and be mad and upset. But I'm not going there where I want to call you all kind of bitches and hoes and then go lay down with you and feel comfortable about it.
Right.
Like I never looked at that. So when people say I don't mess with sisters because of this, because I got my man, I got a cousin, he say I don't mess with sisters because look at my sisters, look at them, they this and that. And I just be like, wow, bro, for real?
Yeah.
But then eventually, years later, he finally like, and he ain't mess with nothing but white girls, like, you know, and it is what it is. But eventually he got older, and then somewhere along the line, he realized it wasn't about that. Like, and like I say, to each his own. People fall in love with way fall with. I ain't got a problem with that.
Well, let me
what I'm saying. But my issue is when they say they don't mess with for a particular reason, and it's just like you ain't open to something, or you weak minded, or whatever it is.
Let me just say something real quick, and True Royal family and Nicole Ali will appreciate what I'm about to say, and then I want to get that female energy back into this conversation, because we brothers, we've been running our mouths. But let me just say this, and I think everybody can relate to what I'm about to say because they've heard it. Black men, we have to stop sharing our genetics with the enemy. You being with your woman, girly girl, seeing you both together is beautiful. Black men, we have to stop sharing our genetics. They're too precious with those that are our enemy, that are out to do us harm. Don't share them. Get with a black woman, have something, develop something of meaning, of reality, okay? Because what's happening right now is that I did a video on YouTube where I had Francis Crufton Welsing on there talking about, you know, the ISIS papers and what white folks are concerned about their genetic survival. And then there's states around this country where they can't reproduce themselves. They're basically what's that term, True Royal family? I'm tongue twisted right now. She said albinism or whatever it's called.
Albinism.
Albinism. God, I'm tongue twisted right now. Albinism. So they're dying and they're not able to reproduce themselves. And what's happening is you have white women that are looking at black men as an option now, because this planet is becoming, like the Public Enemy said, the fear of a black planet. This is going to be a black planet. Okay, it is a black planet. It's going to be deeply a black planet because they can't survive. If you look at their birth rates are dropping and dropping, and the world around us is more melanated than it is European. Okay, and they're running. You got there's articles. I saw there was a sister that had a video on YouTube talking about how you have white women from Europe going over to Africa trying to choose black men to have affairs with and such. Okay, so we have to understand that even though they're trying to kill us, they also want our genetics. They're studying us. They're studying your melanin. They're trying to get it, trying to control it, and they can't. They can't quantify it. Okay, but they want it because they know that their time is coming to an end on this planet. We are the chosen people. We got to get that kind of thinking in our mind and get out of this buffoonery that we see on television that tells us that we're nothing but an entertainer, a dancer, and all this other nonsense. Because I'm not impressed by entertainers anymore. I'm more impressed by black people that use intellect and they're doing things than I am singing and dancing. No offense to you, brother. I know you DJ, you produce music and all of that. No offense to that, brother. I'm just saying, I personally, in this part of my life, stage of my life, I'm very impressed by people who are using their intellect to solve our problems than I am the little black kids that can dance and rap, because we know we can do that. They gave us that. Our enemies allowed us to do the dancing. That's where the minstrel shows and all that stuff came from. With that said, Nicole, Ali, and True Royal family, do you have any words you want to add?
You can go first.
I'm still
okay, because we're gonna transition the show to an end, and I want to make sure that I end it with our guest saying the last words to the podium.
I just want to say one thing. Dr. Welsing, Dr. Francis Cress Welsing, rest in power to her. Oh Lord, lost a very powerful woman. But she said, when you play around with sex, the joke is always on the offspring.
Oh my goodness.
Damn,
that's what she said.
Wait a minute. Nicole, Ali, say that again. We need to amplify what you just said. Say that.
I'll try my best. She said, when you play around with sex, the joke is always on the offspring. And you see that throughout history in the, of course, going back to slavery, before slavery, and now, because her being a psychiatrist, third generation MD, she saw patients that were dealing with this, dealing with identity crisis, dealing with thoughts of suicide, thoughts of homicide, not knowing where they belong in society. And she said everything about our society deals with how we relate. Number one, how we relate with God, how we relate with ourselves, and how we relate with others that look like us. And you lose that value when you cross over and you decide to go outside of your tribe.
Wow.
And it's always, that's a permanent, genetically, it's a permanent blemish on your family. It's there forever. So yeah, that's all I want to say from her perspective. I give her utmost respect in that regard.
Yeah.
Sister Nicole, every time you open your mouth and say something, it's always profound. That's why I love you coming into the chat room.
Go ahead. I'm trying to get better. I hope I don't sound like Scruff McGruff, but I'm trying my best to get better.
There must be something going on down there, Nicole. My son is sick too.
The weather is really, really bad. It's the air. The air here is it's like
already polluted as hell.
Ajali is right. Ajali is absolutely right. The radiation and everything, it is in the air. And the water. It's people out here, not to get off subject too much, but the pneumonia is off the chain out here. It's really high. And the respiratory issues and the eye issues, it's really hitting me hard. I've never had this type of sickness before, ever in my life.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna get better. I'm getting rest and fluids. Thank you. People email me. Thank you.
Godspeed.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Get you some rest and everything like that. What I want to do, Nicole, Ali, thank you for being saying the words that you said. I know you're not feeling well. We want you to get well. We'll say a prayer for you because we want you to be well. We need you well. You are a soldier. You are a part of what we need. And sister, when me and you have to have a private conversation and do a Q&A because I'm still going to drop those jewels on you to improve that YouTube channel. And all that stuff we've been talking about behind the scenes. So what I want to do is come to the queen with all deliberate respect to her. And then after she makes her statements, I'm going to come to Lion's Den, who's been very patient so he can make his statements about his thoughts and then give the chat room some love and read some of their comments. Then I'm going to go back to Gab Talk Media to give some more of his wisdom. And then we're going to close the program out with our guests to say their last words and thoughts and close it out with them. And maybe if True Royal Family is still on, she can give us prayers after they make their last statement. She can give us the prayer and then we'll end the broadcast. And then I'm going to need our guests to definitely send me those links and the picture that I need so that I can create a thumbnail immediately for the finishing touches to this video that we're producing. And I've been sending this out to social media. A lot of people, when I get finished with this, are going to see this. And so with that said, let me go right over to True Royal Family.
Okay. What I was thinking about my royal family is I had did a video about unquote taking the knee. And as I was doing this video, you could tell I was thinking as I was going through this video, I was trying to figure out what was going on. And at the last phase of this video, I'm showing people throughout the globe taking a knee. And I have often said to the royal family, there's some deep things going on in the universe. We have already hit the paradigm shift. Look at everything with your spiritual eyes. Use your spiritual heart. Even listen with your heart. You're chosen. You can do that. And while I was paying attention to this, because often I will turn the volume down on the TV and look at things that are going on. And I said, well, we will see things that we have never ever seen before because Yah's energy is going through us. And so as I'm tripping off of this, I have often said that we have already won the war. I can see it. And at that last phase of the video, I said, oh, they're kneeling to the royal family. You could clearly see it. You could clearly see it. And so there's the universe is waiting the day, and I've said this often, the day that the black man fully stand up, and you know his queen gonna stand right along with him and our royal babies, the entire globe is going to bow down. Fully, because they cannot deal with this type of energy. So what I'm appealing to the royal family is, because we are part of this royal priesthood, we were granted something. Use the very thing that we were granted. Don't be afraid to use it. This shit is painful to a lot of us, and we are wore out. You have a duty and responsibility when you speak into the universe. Don't speak about the 6,000 years is almost over with. As I speak, the 6,000 years is over.
Right.
As I speak, Becky is getting hell, and that does not leave out Billy Bob because he was complicit. I'm speaking these things in the universe. You can speak these things in the universe. And when we are doing what we are supposed to do in the war, because the enemy is doing everything right in the war, we need to do our part, and the divine hand will work even faster. It will work even faster. We are holding this thing up. We truly is. Just take the time to pray, meditate, listen to the universe, and our Father will give you the very thing that you need. And one more part, we all have one piece of the puzzle. We all have that one piece. None of us have the whole piece because the enemy is looking too. Because if we had the whole piece, the enemy would wipe us out. So you are beautiful, you are divine, you have something to offer, you have a purpose. Whatever your purpose is, use it to the fullest. And I will see all of us in the kingdom.
Woo! That's powerful. Very powerful.
That was fire. That was fire.
Woo! Loved it. Wow. I don't even know if we can. I don't know if anybody can do a better one than that. I mean, my guy, Lions Den, do me a favor, brother. Say a few words of your thoughts, and then give some love to the chat room. Maybe read a few things that people are saying in there, and then at that point, I'm going to go over to Gab, let him say a few more words, and then we're going to switch it over to our guests so that they can send us home to glory. And then True Royal Family will bless us with one of her incredible prayers.
You know, it once was, you know, we as men, I think that it's myself. I think when we're boys, we love women too much. And that's what we're boys. But when we're men, the chosen queen, we right beside you. We can't look at no further than the queen right beside you. And that's what I've been learning ever since me growing up. Because sometimes as we're boys and we're teenagers, we like to chase women around. But then when we become a king, we become a man, then all the toys we play, we gotta put them away now. Because your queen will be right there for you, right there with you. And we have to know, we have to worry about where is she or where she's coming from, because at the end of the day, she's right there. We just don't know it till we realize it later on. And besides that, I felt that we as sometimes we grow up from boys to men, but if the right black woman comes to you,
yes,
don't turn her down, don't run away. In fact, matter of fact, don't even say, whatever. Just look at her in the eye and just tell her that you are my queen, you're my soulmate, and I will ride or die for you. And this is what I'm saying. Because at the end of the day, this is what love is all about, and this is what true love is all about. And as far as and with that being said, info, I'm going to read the chat room.
Thank you, brother. Go right ahead, and we won't probably be able to answer all their questions with the sake of time, but read some of what they're saying, give them a little love, and then we're going to go over to my man Gab Talk Media, and then we're going to let our guests, our distinguished guests, send us home in a blaze of glory with their words.
All right, let's go. Let's just get started. Otera Julina says, "You give it up just because he said so. He knows or thinks many men have done the same." Adventures of Truck Driving Diva says, "I'm just being realistic and honest, but you can be abstinent. Nothing wrong with that." The queen, I know who I am, says, "To each its own, but as a woman, my job to get our young ladies in order, and sometimes it will hurt." Wow. Adventures of Truck Driving Diva says, but I bet you if they can get them some every night, I bet you they're a lot happier, and when they go to work, they can skip the work." Let me see. I'm gonna scroll down a little bit. Basically, the Alter Judith Linus says, "To date me doesn't mean you're getting my cookies. I haven't had sex in 5 years. I'm not giving up these cookies until I know he's a strong king.
5 years?
Repeat my past."
Woo!
Wow.
5 years.
And then this message from Jewel Gillette. They said she basically saying, she's talking to Queen Nicole, but she said that all is well with you. You radiant power and strengthen mind, body, and heart and soul and spirit. Many blessings to you and healing. And so Car Show says this, powerful words, Queen, true royal, family, no one tonight will be able to top those words.
Lions Den, thank you, brother, for taking the time to it's just the reason why I have Lions Den do that, because I've got so much going on when we broadcast to all the platforms. I just can't, I got so much going on. So Lions Den, you're doing me a big favor, brother, by reading what's going on in the chat room, because I kind of have this style. I think we have a style now where we like to do the shows, do the streams, while at the same time try to include folks in the chat room into the discussion our best that we can by reading what they're saying and trying to bring it into the discussion. So I want to thank you for that, brother, very much. I appreciate you, what you're doing with the show, brother. And we're going to have a private conversation too, brother, because we got some, like I told you, we got NDI Reed that's going to be coming very soon to the broadcast. We're going to find out what's going on with Lee Michaels. He's a legendary black radio producer. We're going to bring him on board. We got Chris Basin, who I think he's still with WVON in Chicago, because I seen him last week on there, and I had a conversation with him. We try to bring him on as well. And you know who I got to get, and I hope you don't have a problem with this, but I'm going to make contact with Janice Graham, and I'm going to get her on. I have to, because these are the folks that laid some of the foundation for us, brother. Gab Talk Media and everybody in the chat room, True Royal family, everybody that's been following us, you guys are making us what we're doing and what we are right now. Without the support of everybody in the chat room and the support of everybody who's embraced myself and Lions Den, I want to thank you, because you are the ones that make this program go. You're the ones that inspire me when I wake up to say, what can I do next? What can I bring to the family next? Okay. I'm never going to get a big head. I don't care how big the channel gets. I'm never going to get a big head. I'm never going to stop acknowledging people in the chat room. I'm not going to become that. I've seen that on YouTube and other platforms. I'm not going to become that way. No way. Keep me in check if I do become that way. Gab Talk Media, brother. Can you bless us with a few more words before I take it to our guests who've been very patient? And I thank you for your patience too.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I appreciate your show and the panel, and definitely salute to your honored guests. I came in very late on the show. I'm gonna back it up as soon as it's over and see what it is that you all had to bless us with. One thing I want to close out with the subject of Black love is, I think it's said that when a man has a wife, he has a good thing.
Yes.
And one thing that I've learned throughout my years is to have somebody that can help me learn to be comfortable with myself, man. That is going to love me through flaws and all, through the embarrassing truths, through my ego, through anything that made me uncomfortable in my past. Somebody to love you through those things so that you can eventually overcome them. And I realized that the same love has to flow in through us to our children and to our brothers. You know, I mean, like one brother to another brother, and a sister to another sister. That love that you have between you and your wife, or you and your husband, has to be a continuous flow. And if you could get it right with your mate, and you learn that you can kind of blend that same type of understanding from brother to brother, so that your brother now is making you comfortable with being yourself, or your sister now is also comfortable with you learning to be yourself. Because when you learn to be comfortable being yourself with regard to being righteous and with regard to getting us where we need to go, that God-given expression is in the love of self, man. And your mate is so instrumental in helping you to get there. So I'll end it with that and turn it over to your honored guests. And I appreciate y'all.
Girlie, you all have been very patient. I want to thank you for the time that you've given us tonight. And I want you to give us your words to put a nice crescendo on the program tonight. Just give it to us, heartfelt. We're waiting for it.
Well, first I'd like to start off by saying thank you for inviting us to the show.
Right. Thank you very much.
It's definitely been a great experience. And the one thing that I'm gonna definitely do between now and tomorrow is what I hope all y'all do is I'm gonna check out all y'all shows and check out y'all videos, y'all podcasts, or whatever y'all do, and try to get a better understanding of the group of people that you actually had in here tonight, because you definitely have some great people, some knowledgeable people. I feel like doing platforms like this is beautiful, because not only it puts you around like-minded people, but it lets you, it just feels good to, to know that there's people out there like that that's out there doing things. There's people out there. It's not like everything that we see on TV and or everything that we see in media. Like, it ain't all this ignorance that, they want us to believe. Like, people out there really doing great stuff, some positive stuff. So, even with saying that, like, I'm gonna definitely check out all your. I'm gonna go back through the chat and subscribe to all these people. I think we just started a new YouTube channel, Tasty Talk. So the one thing I'm gonna do is start putting all our shows and all our programming on there. It's like join the show late. We got like 5 different podcasts that we do every week.
What I want to do is at some point in time when we talk privately, I want to help you guys with your YouTube channel that you're launching or you're getting going.
And we really appreciate it. I just wanted to say, of course, thank you for having us on. But I just want to let people know that Black love does exist. It really does. Don't discount it. Don't say it's not out there. Sometimes things take time. Don't rush into things. Don't rush and try to meet somebody. It'll happen when it's time. When you're ready, it will happen. In the meantime, while you're waiting for it to happen, work on yourselves, work on your positivity, work on, maybe getting a little more educated, whatever your goals may want to be, whatever you may want to accomplish in life. Work on yourself at that point to try to make yourself
nickel looking for a dime.
A better person, and then you'll be you can. And then when that dime comes, then you'll be a quarter to that dime, right?
Whatever it is.
But Black love exists. You know what I'm saying? It does. And don't say it's not gonna happen, because it will. I promise you it will. Just give us some time, and I just
like you said, work on yourself.
Work on yourself until it happens. So that when that love does come, then you'll be a better person for your mate.
Right.
Woo, let me give y'all a clap for that one. Yes. Woo. Information.
Tomorrow we both got shows tomorrow. I know you said you're gonna put the information in, because you the information man.
He's the information man. You got all the information.
What I'm gonna need from you all is, like I said, send me the links to all your programs with the when you have time, with the hours and the time, so that I can put it in the description of the this video, and then send me a nice little picture that I can make a thumbnail out of. So we got the thumbnail. Okay.
We got it all ready for you.
Okay, and then what I'll do, if I have time tonight, I'll try to whip that all together, and then I'm gonna go into this video and add the other bells and whistles to the video, because what I want to do, if you do have this YouTube channel already, brother, make sure you put the name of that YouTube channel in there, because I can put a card in this video that when people are watching the video, your names will pop up and they can click into it and go directly to your video, to your channel. And I'm also going to put a link in the description, so everybody will be able to find all the stuff that you said about the shows and the times that you did. That's what I want to kind of cut and paste into the editing portion of this video that we're this program that we're doing tonight. And this, folks, just so you know, if you want to hear this again, which I'm going to have to get off my dusty butt and start porting some of this stuff over to these other systems, you can hear this on iHeartRadio podcasting, Google Play podcasting, iTunes, if you got that on, and then you can also go into Spotify and Archer and all these other platforms if you want to listen to the audio version of this, because we're actually on live, Gab Talk Media. Just so you know, brother, everything that you guys been saying, all this is being heard on speaker. So people can hear this going nationally and internationally, our conversation. And just so you know, there is a lot of Black folks that are on the speaker system that are listening to these this sister and this brother tonight. They have a large following there, and there's a lot of people that's going to be listening to this broadcast. So definitely check them out on their program, because there's a whole nother community of people that I'm a part of, and me and Lions didn't have to get off of our dusty butt and start putting more content into the speaker system, because we've been kind of doing our YouTube thing, but we got to get more content. We're gonna put more content over there, and this is gonna be one of them that we're gonna put over there.
And I'm ready for it.
Yeah, so we're gonna have to acquaint ourselves with our folks over there too. So, our distinguished guest, do you have anything else you want to leave us with before I take it over to True Royal Family, the Queen herself, and let her give us our prayer before we end the broadcast tonight?
No, man. Like I said, thanks for having us on.
Yes, thank you so much.
Much love and success to everybody, man.
Absolutely. And elevate yourselves first. We are the kings and queens, and we can do it. Let them know that, we're here to stay. And Black love exists. Remember, Black love exists.
Okay. Lions Den, before I go to the Queen, give one more shout out to the chat room. Oh, thank you, brother. Black first. Give one more shout out to the folks in chat room, and then we're gonna go over to the Queen.
Okay, Julia Elliott, Afrocentric Anatomy TV, Be Fabulous You, Queen, I Know Who I Am, Brother Deleon, Shanky Cat 73, Car Show, Kim Kirby, Andre Topping Jr., Bun, Brother Deleon, Brother Deleon. Let's see here, I'm going right back. Mashanda 2019. And of course, basically, that's basically it. Oh, Adventures of Truck Driving Diva. Thank you guys for coming in, and we got nothing but love for y'all.
And everybody out there, if this conversation that we had tonight, because it got real juicy in the beginning, if this conversation really has gotten you in the mood, and you have a wife, a husband, a significant other, I think tonight you should turn the lights down and light the candles, get the oil or whatever you like to use, and I think it's time to get down tonight. I think I need to get down.
You know what? If y'all gonna do all that, I might go live on Spreaker, man. I might go live on Spreaker to the toe, man.
You know what?
You know, get some OJ, some Barry White or something playing, man.
I'll go over there and listen to y'all tonight. I'll listen to y'all.
After dark.
Yeah, y'all get me in the mood.
Exactly.
I need to get down tonight myself. But and
I'm about to go.
All seriousness, I mean, you know, we're having a good time here. We're just being real adults. With that said, you know, let's get to some respect here. True Royal Family, the Queen yourself. Can you lead us off in prayer?
Yes, I'm gonna lead y'all off in prayer. And I was going back and forth what prayer I was gonna pray. And only on this, I know Gab, he's heard the prayer, but I have to pray this prayer so our new guests will fully understand when I pray this prayer. They know what I mean. Y'all hear it all the time. So anyway, also remember, I've been saying this to the royal family on my Hangout channel, that we got to remember to also thank Mother Yah for the hard work that she do. We always pray to Father Yah, but we cannot leave out Mother Yah. That's something new that I've been doing. But anyway, let's bow our heads respectfully in prayer. Father Yah, I pray for the many oceans, lakes, rivers, and streams. I pray for every blade of grass, every grain of sand, every flower, every tree. Father Yah, I pray for every star that you have uniquely named in the universe. That is truly amazing to me. And as I pray these prayers, I pray that my prayers are heartfelt. I pray that my prayers are heard. And I pray that many, many souls will go to you and you only and stay Yah focused. I thank you for your many blessings, and I thank you for your many lessons. Amen. And as always, how's the royal family? I pray that everyone is doing well.
Amen.
Amen.
You know I got to play it again because I like that. Yes.
Are your feet kicking under the table?
Yeah, they're kicking under the table.
You your little feet kicking under the table.
I gotta say something to you, man.
Yeah.
I wanted to actually make an announcement.
Okay.
On my Hang Up channel.
Yes.
On Fridays, I'm gonna try my best every Friday.
Okay.
Y'all can start sending the videos in and stuff. It's Laugh Your Royal Ass Off Fridays.
Oh, okay.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Back your ass off.
Yeah. So some people, what I did last night, it was royal confessions.
Okay.
And we just confess things. We get things off our chest. But remember, it's laughter. And Nicole was over there last night. You know, Nicole, you know, this one chick wrote me and thought that shit was serious. I said, you didn't listen to the whole video. So
you talking about from the beginning?
Yeah, from the beginning. So if anybody wasn't over there, I'm gonna just give y'all just a little bit of a sample and but I'm messing with Information Man.
Oh, okay.
See, I had to confess my soul to the royal family because I had some stuff bothering me because my husband is messing with the 100-year-old lady that lived 2 doors down. They got a little affair going, and I got sick of this shit, and I couldn't take it no more because she sashaying up and down the street with that new wig, that lipstick, and everything. So I was just trying to get some counsel from the family because I said I don't care how old she is. We're gonna fight. We're gonna fight. The woman. I don't care if she got a broke leg, in a wheelchair, in a walker, bedridden, and all that. She a woman. She a woman. We laughed so hard last night. I had to go back and play it this morning. And Cap said he lost his voice. He totally lost his voice. So remember, and the reason why I'm announcing this is because we deal with a lot of serious stuff. And we got to have at least a day where we can be goofy, we can laugh, look at some funny videos, just laugh, because laughter is healing. And we have the ability to heal self when we are with our family and we are linking up our rims. We are making each other stronger. So that's really what that is, to heal, just to have a sense of humor. And we don't have to always be dead serious about stuff. So I'm just putting that out there.
No. I appreciate. We need that. This is all a part of therapy, living in the society that we live in. So I appreciate you planning to do something like that. I mean, tonight I thought I don't know, the guest. How did everybody feel about tonight? I thought this was very therapeutic for us as Black people to have this type of conversation about relationships, sex, what have you. I mean, Girlie Girl, how do you feel about the conversation that we had tonight? How do you feel about it?
Oh, I thoroughly enjoyed the conversation tonight, especially with the different relationship levels that we had. I always look to people who have, who know more than me or who have experienced more than I've experienced, so that I can grow as a person, as a woman, as a girlfriend, fiance, wife, whatever. You know what I mean? Yes. You're never too old to learn. You're never too old to get advice from those who have walked in shoes or walked the steps that you want to walk. So it was really therapeutic and helpful to me. Even though, on our platform, we get a little bit more tastier and a little bit more raunchier, but I love listening to the sister this evening because, it lets me know that there's hope out there and that we can continue growing in our relationship. So I loved it.
All right. I'm gonna remind everybody, I'm gonna put their links when I get those links in the description of the video, because if you want to get the more raunchier version of what they do in their show, I thought maybe we didn't do enough raunchiness tonight. I actually I might have to have y'all come back.
Because we guests. Because we the guests.
We're the guests. We're the guests.
The next time we do this, the next time y'all come back, we're gonna get more raunchier. Okay, we're gonna get a little bit more raunchier.
Y'all don't want me here. I will blow you out.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do, girl.
Hey.
Yes, we do. Let me tell you, Information Man. Yes. Information Man. We're the guests, so we respect your show as a host. So we're not gonna just kind of come in and overbear. This was a good show. Now, you want to come in again, and we could bring everybody back on, and we could really just get down and raunchy the way we do it.
Yes,
we would love to do that too.
But not only that,
okay,
you can check out Tasty Talk on Spreaker.com.
Yes,
or on iHeartRadio. Make sure you check out some of the previous shows.
Right.
Yes.
Right. So you kind of know how we really, really get down.
Yes.
Like you ain't guessing. You could know. So when Tuesday come around, you could be ready. Like you could truly be ready.
So
and come on and enjoy the fun, because it's a party, man.
It's a party.
We literally have a party. We have fun. Yeah. We have great music.
They have great music.
And we had a great topic, and we love to chat. Like the chat is what really make our show what it is. So, like I say, man, we got listeners from all over. It's a beautiful thing. That's why I love being on this platform, because it helped introduce us to some more people and some people to us. So I really appreciate this.
Oh, definitely. True Royal Family, you had something you wanted to say, sister?
Yeah, so, I mean, it's raunchy, like you talk about folks getting their back crack and all of that type of stuff.
Yeah. Blow your back, you know what I'm saying? I gave her a backyardomy. You know what I'm saying? We're going to blow that back out. Right. And, you know, he got turned out because, you know, the head game was right. Whatever.
Well, look. I gotta have y'all back on, and when you come back on, I'm giving you permission right now that we have, because we got folks in the chat room, folks that's listening to us, folks that follow the True Royal family, you know, everybody that, man, we don't have virgin ears here. We hear a lot of stuff. So next time I come back on, we can do it on YouTube, because what their whole thing is, they don't want hate speech. They're talking about they don't want hate speech.
Hey, so by then, this is what we'll do. By then, like I said, we'd have been got together. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna help us. You're gonna help us hook up the little YouTube where we can stream it from the speaker, the whole 9. You know, because actually the way I got it set up now, even our shows, our speaker shows, like they automatically stream like to tune in app and some of the, you know, like the. So they automatically streamed everything else too already.
What I think you really should do, because I could have streamed this right now to YouTube, but when we stream from speaker to YouTube, you have the audio version, but you don't have the visual. So I decided that with my computers and cameras and all that stuff, I want to actually go into YouTube proper and do it. So y'all can still do y'all show, and then take like your computer or some kind of camera device or whatever, and you can actually stream your show while you're live doing your show on speaker, like what I'm doing right here, right now.
And you know what? And that was something that we have been planning on doing. We just been procrastinating on the actual live video part of it. So,
well, look. Excuses are for the twos of the incompetent. They never you use them, you want to succeed. So we're gonna get past the excuses. I'm gonna work with y'all, I'm gonna talk to y'all, and with the help of the family here and their support, we're gonna try to get your YouTube channel up and running and get it moving forward, brother. So I just want to tell you that I really appreciate y'all. I will be watching y'all on your channel. We will be putting those links into the channel on this video. Everybody in the chat room, if you could do us a favor, go ahead and put this in your social media. Put it in your social media so that it virals out. And then what I'm going to do is, like I said, I'm going to create a beautiful thumbnail. And for True Royal family, I gotta do some thumbnails for you too. I'm gonna make a beautiful thumbnail of you for you too. I want to make some beautiful thumbnails for everybody. I told Real Aaron Collins I'm gonna do a cool thumbnail for him. Something you can use as a signature thumbnail for your for your live streams. So if I have like a nice picture of you or something like that, I can really. And Nicole, I want to make one for you too.
And real quick, while you speaking of that, I actually shared the show in our Facebook page, Tasty Talk. So if you go to Facebook, Tasty Talk, you can see our shows in there too. So I actually already shared this show to there. So it's, you know, even some of our people, that's some of our fans, some of our shows be able to, you know what I'm saying, tune in to Information Man and everybody else that's on here that got shows. So hopefully that translates.
Okay, Facebook Tasty Talks, everybody. So if you're on Facebook, you can find them on Facebook as well. Facebook Tasty Talks. So make sure you send that link to me too by email, brother. So I'm gonna put all that in this video. True Royal family, I'm sorry if I had cut you off. You had something you wanted to say.
You don't have to be sorry.
Oh, that's right. Damn it. Why am I using that word? Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, God. I got to get it out of me. I'm not sorry. But you know what I'm saying. I'm not sorry. They don't.
I can't tell it. No, I was just saying, I would be curious to see how you would play around with my avatar, because you know it's very sacred to me.
No. I'm not going to mess with your avatar. The one that you have with the sister on there, I'm not going to mess with that. I'm simply saying.
That one.
I'm not messing with it. I'm saying that when you make your video, sometimes I can sometimes make like thumbnails for you. If you want a specific thumbnail that goes over, you know, when you do your live streams. And when your live stream is over, I can send you a thumbnail that you can place on there. And I think there is a way that when you create your streams on the platform on the computer, I think there's a way that you can manipulate and change. Because I know whatever's on your backdrop will be the actual backdrop of your stream, but I think there's a way that you can interchange it sometimes and bring it back and play around with it. I think there's ways to do that, but I just feel like
I gotta get you, and you gotta remember to email me. I gotta get, because I'm getting ready to send that order out. I wanted to get a couple of shirts over to you. You got to tell me what color and size do you want. That's a gift. That's a gift. That's a gift. That's a gift.
Okay, I appreciate that. We'll have private conversation and talk on the phone and all of that. I talked to Yapo tonight. He is not with us because he's feeling under the weather. I'm telling the brother to stay well and everything like that. Let me see. With that said, I think that's pretty much the program tonight. Nicole, you got anything to say?
No, just thank you, and everyone have a good night.
Thanks, and
safe.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You too.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. We're gonna reconnect, folks. You guys, man, this was great tonight. This is what we need. This is great when we have Black folks coming together talking about issues that are related to us, what we deal with, our issues. This is what this is about. And the enemy does not want us coming together. They would rather us be fighting and bickering with each other and talking nonsense. That's what they want. They don't want this. They don't want what we're doing right now. So everybody, I'm going to make the announcement again. I do have a second channel set up called Information Man. Go over there and subscribe, just in case the enemies decide to play around with my channel and snatch it up and all that kind of stuff. I'll make an announcement sometime tomorrow if I have African Esquire on with me tomorrow. And if I don't have her on with me, I'm going to bring Brother Kelly Cash on. I think y'all gonna love Brother Kelly Cash. If it doesn't work out, it'll all be pushed back next week, but I will make the proper announcement. And with that, I'm gonna leave us with our music tonight. Hope you enjoy this tune. And I love you all out there. Thank you, True Royal Family, Lions Den. Everybody in the chat room, thank you for being with us tonight. Nicole, Ali, Yapo, wherever you are out there. Afrocentric TV, Brother Deleon out there, Brother Cat, Real Aaron Collins. I want to thank Real Underrated Darkness for being with us tonight in the beginning. Gab Talk Media.
Let me guess.
I want to thank everybody in Facebook Live that's been watching tonight. I know y'all been watching me tonight, watching us tonight, talking. I want to thank you. Lions Den, I want you to stay on. Don't leave yet.
All right, I ain't going nowhere.
Eyes granted. Woo! Lions Den, give another call out in the chat room. Give another call out.
Brother Danubian, Queen, I know who I am. Bon, Mashonda 2019, the real Aaron Collins, Altera Judah Lioness, let's see, Shani Cat 73, Be Fabulous You.
I love Be Fabulous You.
Yeah, Jewel Gillette, Andre Topping Jr., Kim Kirby, Car Show, Jewel Gillette, let's see, Avery Hodge. I'm going straight up. Let's see here. Oh, Adventures of Truck Driving Diva. I'm going to see here. I believe. Brother Danubian. Afrocentric Academy TV.
Hey, I really wanted you to come into the chat room tonight, sister, and drop us knowledge. I had sent a link in there, and I think I had wrote, "Come on in." But next time we do something like this, we need you to come on in and drop us with your knowledge. I caught your live stream, but I caught it after I woke up late this morning, and I realized that I missed the live stream that you did. And I like to support everybody's live streams, and there's no excuse for me not to, because on my phone and everything else, I've got my devices at home. It tells me whenever you guys come on, unless I'm asleep. And I can see that Odd Discourse right now, Lions Den, he's on live on his channel. Live. I should have brought him in to get some of his words. Real Aaron Collins, I actually wanted you to come in tonight, brother. I should have sent you a link. I'm sorry about that. I don't know if you were working tonight or what the hell's going on. But it was a fantastic show. Please listen to it on the repeat. I'm gonna let you all guys know that I think if you want to watch this stream again, let's give it until tomorrow, because you know how YouTube is. They're gonna like go from the very ending of the video, and then they're gonna work it all the way back up. So if you look at it, you're not gonna see the full video from the very beginning. You're gonna get like in the middle somewhere. So you know how YouTube works. They gotta like analyze it to the very fullest. And then when they send me all those links, I'm gonna put a beautiful thumbnail on it. I'm going to put the links on it, and then I'm gonna do my best to viral this video. And to viral it, I'm gonna need your help to put this video out throughout all your social media. And please like and share. Hit the likes and share with your friends. Tell everybody about what we're doing. Tell everybody about the show. If you're new to the channel and you're in the chat room, or you're listening out there, go ahead and subscribe to the YouTube channel, which is called Information Man Show. Information Man Show. It's capital I, capital M, capital S, all three words. Information Man Show on YouTube. Everybody out there in Facebook Live, go over and subscribe. I also have a backup channel called Information Man. Go over there and subscribe to that channel right now, because if they shut this channel down, I got a backup. I'm going to make a couple more backup channels too, with various different names under my brand. So I want to thank you out there that's been listening and supporting, because this program cannot be what it is without your support. Okay? Like I told you, I'm looking to do a program with African Esquire tomorrow. Oyapo helped me get in contact with her. I don't know if I've heard from her because I haven't checked my email yet. She might have sent me a message tonight. If it doesn't work out that I meet with her tomorrow, we'll get together next week, and I'll bring my man Kelly Cash on. The brother is very, very dynamic. He's got a business. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that he represents some of the YouTubers that are pretty big and through his PR firm. And the brother is dynamic. So I'm gonna if I don't meet with him tomorrow, he'll be on next week. He lives in Seattle, so we're on Pacific time. If we do a program tomorrow, it's at 12 noon, which would be 1, 2, 3 o'clock Eastern time, I guess. 3 o'clock Eastern time, and I guess 2 o'clock Western or Central time. So I'll give an announcement about that tomorrow. But with that said, everybody have a good night. I love you. Thank you for your support. Yes, I guess I took you for granted. Woo. Who's doing an after party stream tonight? Is it Cap? Who's doing the after stream? Is True Royal Family doing an after stream party tonight? It's only 9 o'clock. It's only 9 p.m. Western time, which would be what, 12 o'clock Eastern. So if Cap or whoever's doing a late night after party stream tonight, I'll be over there. Woo! That's right. Black love and relationships. Black love and relationships. Thank you. Honestly, there's no way to apologize. Took you for granted. Now I think I'm an R&B singer, Lions Den. Put me granted.
Yeah.
Got any words to say, Lions Den? Come on, baby.
Yeah, I like to say thanks to the people in the chat room. I love you guys. You're always gonna be my family, no matter what happens. I like to say that you guys, you're the reason why Info and I keep the show alive. We appreciate what you guys are doing, and don't give up. We will definitely still perform to you. So I love you guys, and I hope you have a good night, and I hope I talk to you again soon.
All right, Lions Den. Thank you, brother. Back to the jams. Woo! Everybody in the chat room, good night. I'm about to end the stream. Lions Den, stay on with me so we can talk privately. Everybody, thank you. Who's having the after party stream tonight? Is it Kat? Is it real? Hey, is it real Aaron Collins? Are you having the after party stream? I want to know who's having the after party stream so I can bring my black butt over there. Somebody say it in the chat room if you're having an after party stream. Is it real Aaron Collins? Is it Cap? Is it Underrated Darkness? Is it True Royal Family? Who's having an after party stream? Yeah. Okay, everybody, good night. I'm about to end the stream right now. Woo!
Good night, everybody.
Good night. Stay on, Lions, and don't leave. Power, truth to power, ladies, truth to power, truth, myself, information, and lions, welcome to truth, power. Sing it with me, Lions Den. We're talking truth to power.
Talking truth to power.
Truth to power. That's our song. That's our theme music, baby. Good night, everybody. Truth.
Good night, y'all.
Good night, everybody. Myself, information, and lions. Welcome to truth, power.
Let us be the lesson that Black folks need to be codified. We've got to stop cooking, love-handing, bootlicking,
That's right. We got to stop bootlicking, buck dancing for the cornbread. Black folks need to be codified. That's right. Good night, everybody. Good night.